like doing this. I don't like covering true crime stories. I really don't, to be honest. I've covered many of them, and I've made decisions in the past to stop covering them. When it comes to the Idaho situation, though, I guess what I'm going to announce is that I will be covering the Idaho situation to an official capacity. So keep an eye out, and this stream will start some coverage of it. We'll look into some of the details of the actual case and the situation surrounding it. But I'm not going to stop covering the exploiters of these tragedies. I'm also not going to stop looking into the history of these people, how they've done what they've done, and why the platforms don't respond when these people go too far, when they DOX people, when they STALK people. It's so dumb we have to do this on YouTube, isn't it? We have to talk like children, basically. I don't know, you know, we just have to accept it. We got to accept how things are. They want us to be a little more professional, and it's their platform, so we got to give it to them. We left off yesterday without the opportunity to talk about something called Toastgate. It's kind of the internet slang way to refer to a large amount of cyber stalking, the illegal kind, the bad kind, the kind where they try to ruin your life, make you lose your job, literally what we call here on the internet life ruination. You'll notice old guards of the internet, people that have been around since the beginning, they're very different than most people that are on the internet now, and they may even seem unwelcoming, or they might seem rude, but they're really not. Yeah, some of them are, because there's a line that's drawn. The internet was for joking. It's for, you know, not being serious. It's for escaping the real world and playing on your computer and messing around and linking with other people. So we've never taken it seriously as old guards of the internet. The thing is, there is a line that's drawn, and on the side of the line that's too far, we call life ruination. On the other side of that line, we just call it basic trolling, or harmless trolling, or funny trolling, or satirical, right? And the problem that we're having is that this isn't into that line. It's not right on the line of life ruination. As any of you know that have watched any of the coverage so far, they go very far into life ruination. They want to stalk you. They want to punish you. They want to make an example out of you so that if anyone else dares to stand up against them, literally doing it the right way, according to the rights and rules and laws and regulations that are out there, even though it's their right to do it, they still say it shouldn't happen, even though they, for some reason, can go very far past that line. Again, we all know why, because they're using these lives for money. They are using the lives that were lost for money. Most of us would think about us doing that, and we would get depressed. We would have a conscience, right? We wouldn't want to do it. If somebody came up to you and offered you $1,000, but in order for you to get it, you would have to do disgusting things to torture the family members and the relatives and the memory of people that have just went through this. I would go as far as to say, and I'm not saying offering it to someone that's homeless or that's starving. Offer it to someone that's doing okay. Are they going to take that money if they're sitting good? Right? If it's not a survival thing, are they? Because survival sometimes will cause you to do things. We're not going to look at that, but most people wouldn't do it. And the people that would do it either are sociopaths, which is have no empathy or have no conscience, or those people are basically they just don't care. They're literally willing to deal with those feelings or deal with the guilt or whatever. And I do think learning more about the people that we've been covering, especially Betty, and seeing how crazy and extreme she is, I do think it explains why they don't have a conscience. It's why they can do what they do. Now, Toastgate basically exposes a very large amount of doxing, harassment, and other things that were going on leading up to nonsense being doxed. And one thing that these people, the doxers, would hate you to do is to look at who benefited from nonsense being doxed. Look at who was angry at nonsense. Look at who allied with the people that were angry at nonsense. Look at who their friends were at the time. Then go out and look and see if they were attacking nonsense. Because the one thing about these people, if they do have those mental characteristics that are in line without having empathy and without having guilt in these types of situations, very serious ones, they also, most of the time, if not all of the time, will also have mental characteristics that involve them bragging, that involve them being very not smart, not being able to hide what they do. And therefore, when you go out, like, let me give you an example. When I noticed that nonsense had been doxed, or that she was being threatened to being doxxed beforehand, I started to look at Molly's friends because I knew Molly was the main target of nonsense. Then I noticed certain friends of Molly's who had been attacking nonsense for a good week and a half, 3 weeks, or whatever. I also noticed there were a few people that were attempting to ally to Molly that had tried to reach out to Nonsense and wanted to come on Nonsense's show or be interviewed. And when Nonsense said, no, you're a doxer, you are someone who has been basically doing the same things that Molly is doing to people for years, I'm not going to talk to you. You've been running fraud raisers, I'm not going to talk to you. As you all know, they decided to make her the enemy. Now, that's kind of funny because what we have now is Betty encompassing that same kind of behavior when she wanted to basically have, I think it's on Menace's Twitter, or maybe Menace shared it. Menace has a lot more good stuff here, but we showed a lot of that at the end of the stream. But you know what? I do kind of want to start with this thing that we saw at the end of the stream last night, just in case you weren't there, and I'll do it very quickly. So let's just hear this one clip. We'll move in to look at some of the things that we need to look at, and we'll take a quick refresher on the Idaho situation. Let's start here, though, because I think this is going to bring a big picture together for everybody.
The mainstream media telling us, leave her alone, leave her alone, leave her alone. She's a victim. She is not a victim. She's not a victim.
She's a witness.
The four are victims. Yeah. Let's stop. She is not a victim. She's not a victim.
She's merely a witness to the case. She wasn't threatened. She wasn't assaulted. She was left alone, and she went to sleep. So how do you classify her as a victim? Did she see horrible things?
You know, it's when you do slow down and when you first see this stuff, it's kind of like, think they're dumb. You think that they're, you know, a lot of insults you could bring up, a lot of negative qualities that they have. But once you have time to process it, you start to realize that it explains why. It explains they need to feel this way if they are going to designate someone close to the issue as the bad guy so that they can attack them. Remember Dre? Everybody wondered why they attacked Dre like they did, why they lied about Dre, why they wouldn't admit anything good about Dre or correct misinformation that they had spread about Dre. You know, I'm starting to realize they had labeled Dre a Dylan. They had labeled Dre the same as they labeled the grandmother in the Quentin scenario.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She's seen horrible things. That's what makes her a witness. A victim means that she would have been assaulted, stabbed, intimidated, or something like that to keep her mouth shut. No.
So according to them, of course, there are some people who say that I should give Olivia... I got breaking news. Breaking uni news. So yesterday I called Olivia olive oil. Or was it olive oil? Navy's gonna have to jump in and remind me and set me straight. I had said that Olivia, you agree, Mogus? Okay, good. That people said that I should give Olivia, or what is her name? Olivia, a chance. That I shouldn't really look at Olivia in such a bad light. Because they say that Olivia has done good work, or that Olivia isn't as bad as Molly and Betty. And a lot of you out there, if you listen to the haters, they'll tell you that I don't listen to people or I don't handle criticism or something, which is absolutely false. I have proven in every scenario that that's just not the case. So I want you to tell me. I want to know how many of you in my audience think that we should wipe the slate clean with Olivia, or should we basically look at Olivia as I was looking at her yesterday. Now, just to update you, yesterday I had made criticisms of Olivia. Let me give you a list really fast, a really short list. Basically, she allows Molly and Betty to do these things. She travels with them. She doesn't interject. She doesn't disagree with them. Yes, I will admit she doesn't go out and get in the front of things. She doesn't go out and, you know, yell and scream like they do that I've seen, but she definitely is supporting it. She's part of it, and she's a willing participant, and she's almost the getaway driver or whatever, right? I'm going to ask you, so when it comes to Olivia, now I do listen to you guys, and that's why I'm doing this. When it comes to Olivia, should I reconsider? So should I keep my original criticisms? Basically, that she shouldn't be given an out, or she shouldn't be done any favors. That is the original thought process. Or should I reconsider? So I'm going to put here, I'm going to put keep how do you say it in the short way, because I only have a few characters I can use. Keep keep the criticism or reconsider a bit are your two options. I just want to know what you think. And again, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but Remy says, if you give somebody a ride to go rob a store and knew what they were going to do, are you not held responsible? Yes, you would be. I agree, Remy. I agree. And I just want to get you guys' opinion. Now, because look, people that come to me and talk to me about this stuff, I try to respect them, and I try to bring you guys the thoughts other people have out there. So again, I'm not going to hate. I think maybe people see my criticism from last night wrong. It's not that I hate Olivia. I don't know Olivia. I don't know much about Olivia. I just know that Olivia does these bad things. Has Olivia done some good things? Probably. Anyway, though, we'll just leave Olivia out of this clip because I don't think she says anything, and I'll just let Molly and Betty finish.
None of that has come out. So this person that everybody is, you guys need to go look at the definition. Hold on a second.
Okay, so listen. I played this for you again because I find it very important that you guys, number one, go follow Menace on Twitter here. You'll find him on my Twitter. I think you should really look at these, when these people say things like this that are utterly just false, that are basically against the thought process of true crime or crime in general, and just shows how little these guys know about these topics. That's how you should look at it. That's what we should give them. Yes, it's a dumb take. It's false. It's like even way past conspiracy theory, because a conspiracy theory doesn't harm people on the base level. People may believe crazy things, but unless they're believing destructively crazy things, like about a very serious subject like this, then it doesn't harm people. So this is beyond that. What I want to make sure we do is not allow Betty and Molly to live this down unless they go to their channels and actually do the right thing, which would be to publicly retract what they said and apologize for it, or just do whatever, any normal person would say is an equivalent to undo or to change what they think. I don't think we should give it to them, because they know that after the backlash, they're going to either just let it go, they're not going to say anything, or, as you all know, they're going to just change their opinion to go in line with their audience, because this is just, they're winging it. They are just winging it. There is no greater thought process behind what they do. It is, we can make money if... What in the world was that? I had a crash? Tell me it's not a bad crash. Tell me it's not a bad crash. Okay, good. We're all right. It was just a minor crash. Okay, good. They're winging it. They know we can make money if we do X and Y. It doesn't matter how much damage we cause. Doesn't matter if we lie. It doesn't matter if we don't do things the proper way or the right way. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys, 92% say to keep the criticism, 8% says to reconsider. So what I will do, I am going to keep my criticism against Olivia, though I will make sure to just keep an open mind when it comes to future clips of Olivia and judge her on her own merit. And, you know, as we go forward, I don't feel that we had given her a bad criticism, but I definitely am a fair commentator. I'm a fair person. I try to be fair with everybody. I don't want to assume things. I don't want to give anyone a bad rap if they don't deserve it. I want them to earn their bad rap if they have it. And if they don't earn it, they don't get it. Because one thing that commentators and criticizers, especially the true crimers, don't realize is that if you go out there and you say a bunch of false things all the time, it devalues your words. It devalues your show. You have a very minor amount of an ability to be able to get through to people, and you would think you'd want what you communicate to be somewhat accurate or relevant. So the thing is, when we see people trying to lie on others, you kind of just got to laugh at them because they're just damaging their own brand. Now, if they're just a small YouTuber that's just throwing something out there to lie or to BS, then who cares, right? They don't have any credibility, nothing to lose, nothing to gain, and they can lie all they want. But when a YouTuber does it, they really are, whether they realize it or not, damaging their reputation, damaging their ability to do things. Really quickly, before we get into Toastgate, we are going to go through a quick look at Toastgate. It does have something to do with Michelle being banned. It has something to do with, of course, the doxing of nonsense. It happened at the same time. There are players in this game who want people to look at what they're doing. They've tried to go to their YouTube channels and put on a different face than what they really had. There are people out there that were very strangely involved in this entire scenario, and they sit in the background and they instigate. They sit by people that are trying to dox others or trying to do messed up stuff. And they just sit there and they support those people. And like I said yesterday, they use them as their shield. So if these people are doing all the bad stuff and this person's just hanging with them, supporting them and being their friend and going to their YouTube channels and talking about the fallout of what they do, they didn't do the bad stuff. They did. If you sit by and allow it to happen, whatever you would report on the people you call out, whatever you would report on the people that you don't like or the people that you criticize on your show, if you or some of your friends are doing those same things, you need to go to your channel and call out your friends. You need to go and call out yourself on your channel just as fast as you would call out the people that you criticize. And when people don't do that and they try to hide it, that's their first error. And it's like when people say withholding information is the same as lying. You know, refusing to tell the truth is equal to lying. And those kind of thought processes, it is very equivalent. But before we do any of that, really fast, let's go ahead and take a look. To allow the
swelling to come down, and then they had to change that cap.
Oh, shut up, Betty. Let's take a look at this article, if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me. Airmail? Yeah, I'm not subscribing or doing an email address. Okay, so Irish gave me this article, and you know, I don't do this whole email address thing. I don't do this whole sign in and do this. Too many scams that way. But I will show you a news report on the Idaho subject really fast. So I'll pull it up here. Let's just take a look. Oh my God, 48 Hours did an entire episode on it. I know I can't play that. Okay, we got NBC News, who I don't like, but we'll just hear what they have to say.
As suspected killer Brian Koberger awaits his next court appearance in Idaho, the search for a motive in the killings of 4 college students continues.
I find it sick because these are kids, you know, these are people that are not going to get to live their lives now. And as Brian has victimized them in the ultimate way, I find it just as disgusting that people, just as disgusting as people who directly say disgusting things and try to just troll. I find it just as disgusting when the true crimers lie or clickbait or misuse the story to try to get money and make money and get, clout. They're clout goblins. When you get clout on the internet, it's supposed to be because you've done something funny or you've done something that's went viral or you've made a really good video. If you get clout on the internet from, like DSP leaving his camera on when he did some disgusting things and embarrassing himself, it's not the good kind. So when you do this true crime clickbait BS, are you getting clout or are you embarrassing yourself? That's the big question here, because that's why you don't see a majority of YouTubers doing this stuff. It's why you see them tiptoeing and being very careful when they cover these stories, because we want, if I do something dumb on a stream and, and people out there want to give me shit for it, that's actually, as long as I'm going to own it, and as long as I'm going to be honest about it and then not do it anymore, I don't think people would care. But when you have people who for some reason don't think that the chasing the ambulance of these stories or trying to get clout off these stories somehow isn't an embarrassing thing for them, well, that's what makes the cringe. That's the cringe factory when it comes to these true crime YouTubers, because we all can see it. We all look at them doing this and we're just like, oh, LOL, man, this is cringe. They don't think they're cringe. They think for some reason that they're just looking normal. It's kind of even cringier the more that they do that, right?
Dateline NBC investigate.
Very sad. Why would you look at these 4 people and what happened to them and want to make money off of it by lying, by clickbaiting, by spamming, by, attacking people, by just doing it the cheap way? Why wouldn't you want to honor them by trying to do good coverage? Why wouldn't you want to respect them by doing a good video, right?
Getting the case in a 2-hour special, speaking to outside experts now studying a certain set of online posts made by a mysterious Facebook user who called themselves Papa Roger, encouraging people to discuss the crime and raising the discovery of the sheath a month before it was publicly revealed.
The number of people that would know or speculate that a sheath was left behind had to be very limited.
Police won't confirm if those posts were from the killer or whether there were other clues left for the world to see. Investigators say in the hours following the murders, Kohlberger's cell phone pinged in the immediate area of the crime scene. Investigators.
Yeah, Kohlberger's done. He's done here, A lot of evidence.
Later
here.
Discovering a knife sheath with DNA linked to Kohlberger left next to the body of one of the victims.
Yeah, I am in agreement with Lauren and the others and Irish and them. I think that it was negligence. I think it could have been adrenaline that caused him to leave the sheath. I think he realized very quickly he left the sheath and he realized he couldn't go back for it. He's got to be so mad at himself. He's got to be kicking himself.
One student telling Keith Morrison Kohlberger was his teaching assistant for the fall semester, and in the days following the killings, November 13th, all of a sudden, Kohlberger started grading papers very differently.
Okay, so what we've heard is that he graded papers before he did this by giving them really bad marks, even if they didn't deserve it. And then after he did this, he gave them like 100 on every paper, or he gave them really good marks, which is really weird. Like, this story actually is developing in very strange ways. I will go that far.
He was the guy who was grading your papers, and he graded them harshly.
Yeah, definitely. At a certain point, he started just giving everyone 100s and super high marks. Looking back, it lines up pretty well also with obviously like November 12th, 13th, like through there.
Yeah, so after he goes and does this, he's not happy. He's not in a good mood or whatever. He's obviously taking it out on people around him subconsciously or sneakily. I'm going to give you a bad mark or something. And then after things happen, he's giving everybody hundreds. It's like he's trying to share in his, glory or something, right?
Changes in Kohlberger's behavior in the days after the killings, now possible clues in the case.
Now, Kohlberger is currently being held without bail and said through an attorney he expects to be exonerated.
Thanks for watching.
Does he now? Okay, you know, they all say that. They all say that.
Attorneys on both sides of the case against the suspect in the Idaho college murders will have more time to prepare. This after Bryan Kohberger waived his right to a speedy trial yesterday. In the meantime, we're hearing from the victims' friends who are speaking out in a 2020 special tonight. ABC's Molly GoLightly has.
I can't show you the 2020 special. We can't sit and watch it completely. I might be able to upload parts of it and react to it.
The latest.
All right.
Bryan Kohberger, the 28-year-old PhD student accused of killing 4 Idaho college students, held without bail after appearing in court Thursday.
Mr. Kohberger, then you will be remanded into custody.
Kohberger, seen with fresh cuts on his face, which the sheriff says were from shaving, asking the judge for nearly 6 months to prepare for his preliminary hearing that could send him to trial for the murders of Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin.
So sad. So sad. I do want Molly and Betty to look at these kids and ask themselves, are they, any true crimer, are you using them by flippantly or like spam and clickbait, throwing stuff out, using them, not putting a creative thing to it, not putting any effort to it, not actually taking time to make sure you're correct and not spread lies, right? Because it does use them. It is factually doing that. It is a lack of empathy, a complete lack of empathy. It's a complete lack of respect for them and what happened to them for these people to do this stuff. Just because they say nuh-uh doesn't mean that it's, you know, not true. It's definitely true. If I was to go and take something like, we could use examples of the fake audio or the sister, all this stuff they did. Oh, we saw him at the memorial and all this garbage is spreading misinformation and lies for one purpose, because they get rewarded.
Are you waiving your right to a speedy?
I know I'm a broken record. It just pisses me off. Some of the questions Papa Roger asked on Facebook seem similar to the questionnaire he posted.
Preliminary hearing, and agreeing that that hearing can be held outside the 14-day period.
Yes. Now students back on campus at the University of Idaho, including Ethan's siblings, his triplet brother, Hunter, and sister, Maisie. In a Facebook post, their mother, Stacy, calling Ethan incredible and writing, "We've grieved, talked, and continue to try and process our new normal. Friends."
So yes, these family members, Betty, are victims. The family members are too. They are victims like Dylan is, like the rest of the people affected by this so directly are.
Of the victims also sitting down with Kana Whitworth for.
Betty says her info shouldn't be taken as fact, and that the audience should do their own homework. When they do and try to share with Betty or Molly, they're made a spectacle of and blocked. Exactly. And it shows you that kind of mentality, that kind of narcissistic, flippant mentality where as long as I say, I'm not hitting you, I can hit you as much as I want, right? I'm not stealing from you, and they can rob you for as much money as they want. It doesn't work. If you're lying and clickbaiting, spreading misinformation, lies, and you're profiting, how about if they really want to prove to everybody? Oh, here's another thing. I'm really stuck on what we heard yesterday night, where we had a clip where Molly and Betty were professing that they don't make money off of their YouTube channels. They lose money. It cost them so much money to go protest and to go around and research things that they're losing money, according to them, right? And that's just a complete lie, right? They have no proof. You know, they could kind of stay in very expensive hotels. They could feed themselves with very expensive meals. They could rent very expensive vehicles. Maybe then I would believe that they spend good money while they're doing what they do, but they never have. You know, one reason why we don't see a lot of the hotels is because the hotel that they got mad about was the cheapest hotel that you could possibly find in the area. It was like $40 some dollars a night or something, like incredibly low like that. And it's pretty crazy because right now we're in inflation and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and they're finding these hotels, these really, you know, cheap hotels to stay in, while they act like they are the most like posh people on the planet or whatever. And then they want to say that they're barely making money. Well, just the money we can see them make, you know, from super chats and from the views they get and things like that. Just what we can see them making is huge profit. And because they're not spending anything on their travels, because they're penny pinching on their travels, you can tell that they have a very wide profit margin. So why is it, if they want to make the claim that they're not profiting, why not tell us where the money's going? You know, you're the one that said it. You want us to believe it, then you're going to have to tell us what you spent the money on. Because gas wouldn't have been $100, maybe $120, and then you've got a $50 hotel that you were only in for 2-3 days, but you made thousands of dollars minimum, right? You see where I'm going with this?
2020 special tonight, speaking for the first time about the loved ones they lost.
Yeah, and I don't know if I even want to go live and watch the 2020 special. I think it's something we can watch on our own, you know, because we are going to have family members upset. They're going to be sharing things. Yeah, I don't want to watch it live. I think we can, if you want to see it, the 2020 special, we all know where to see it, right? So this is the updates on the story, and I want you to understand how the stage of the story that we're at. We're at the stage of the story where all of that kind of like unknown, the mystery, the mystery that draws people over is kind of gone, with him being picked up, number one, with him being arrested and charged now. And it kind of moves into another phase of the story. And that is completely why I think we've seen these two move on to try and find a new story. They want to find a new story that's in the stage where they can go and spread the lies, the misinformation, and they can spam like they were before. That's where they, oh my gosh, Peggy, thank you so much. And that reminds me, man, very kind of you, Peggy. I really appreciate you. That does remind me to make sure to let you know to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed here and on Unirock too, because my content is split between those two channels, rockAlot and Unirock too. And if you do want to support us, you can do what Peggy's done. You can join the channel, and I have put my PayPal and Cash App in the chat, and I'm just now pinning it to the top of the chat. And any support that you give in any way is very much appreciated. So let's go ahead now. We'll come back to looking a little more at the details that we have after we take, thank you so much, Peggy, after we take a look at Toastgate. And one of the reasons why we need to look at Toastgate is because when you see these types of campaigns, multiple people trying to pick on a single person because they are a group of friends, a group that's allied together, and the person that they're picking on is a criticizer of the queen of the group, of the god of the group, the person who dictates the rules, the one that makes the most money, the one that shares the clout with people. That person and their subservience then, in a group, target the person who is a thorn in the side of the leader. And that's exactly what we saw leading up to Nonsense being doxxed. And it coincides with a lot of what happened in Toastgate. So let me see if I can get my Streamlabs stuff working here on my screen, because it's saying 0. I'll fix it as we take a listen to what Toastgate is. We'll start on normal speed.
Is deceased. He died. He passed away. I don't know how long ago this was. But they dug up and threw in her face her deceased ex-husband. And now it like breaks my heart for her. Give me a second. I never get like emotional.
It is sad. We all have lost family members, right? And of course, they want to do the dirtiest things they can do to people, which shows that they're not, I don't know. What do you want? What do you want to say? Like, they're not people that are respectful of others or that care about others. If they can do that so easily to their enemy, and by the way, they label someone their enemy because they don't like what they say on YouTube. Now, you need to really let that sink in. The reason they label somebody an enemy is because they don't like their opinion, the words they say on YouTube. That should actually show you how petty these people are. How obsessed they go around and say that people who criticize them are obsessed with them and are haters of them, as if we even care anything about them at all. We care about what they're doing, not who they are and those types of things, right? But they want you to believe everyone criticizing them is obsessed, because everything that comes out of their mouth is their attempt to make themselves feel better about their own lives. They don't feel happy about how vindictive they are, how revengeful they are, how vengeful. They don't feel happy about how YouTube isn't going the way they want it to after everything that's happened. And in order to make themselves feel better about that, they take it out on people who they choose as an enemy. And they can make you an enemy in the snap of a finger. You remember, there was a person trying to help Molly. It was a few months ago during the Dre thing, and she wasn't being rude. Molly read her comment the wrong way and turned that person into an enemy. And it was pretty hilarious to watch. And this just shows you that if you're supporting someone like this, you're eventually going to get yours. You'll eventually be kicked out of their little club, and you'll be labeled as the bad guy.
I feel so bad for her.
I do too. Very sad. It's sad that she lost someone in that way. And then it's also sad that these people want to try to use it against them.
Okay, give me a second. I have to gather myself. I cannot believe I'm getting emotional.
Well, that shows you do have empathy. It shows why you, when you are this way, when you actually care, you don't go out and do the things these people do. It's why that it's proof that they don't care. Proof that they don't care. Okay. I'm gonna skip ahead just a little. I cannot believe her. Oh. All right, this is... I told you yesterday, I want to make sure I tell you again. Let me go ahead and tweet it at Unirock TV on Twitter, just in case you want to see the whole video. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, of course. A quick message to Toastgate, and this is tagging Michelle. Michelle Goes Live. Now, I did forget to ask everybody if there was any update on Michelle's channels and Michelle. I guess I can take a quick look. I really don't think we're going to see Michelle, you know, I don't think we'll see Michelle get unbanned. Let me see if I can search for her real quick. I need to anyway, because we're going to look at some stuff here. Oh, we've got a really good video. It's about a minute long. Let's take a look at it. We also need to take a look at these other videos here. All right. And it's weird because the entire little lobster cult is what I call them. It's a cult of people that try to go around and suck up to people like Molly. They actually tried to employ themselves to Molly. Right at the time that they started to try to suck up to Molly, they all started to attack Nonsense at the same time. A very short time later, Nonsense is doxxed. And after they were employed on Molly's side of things, that is when we noticed that this other stuff that we're looking at started to happen. So keep everybody on point here. What do we got here? Oh no, we don't want that one yet. We want this one. Well, let's see what we got.
Out for you. Prostitution.
Okay, this isn't about Michelle then? They clickbaited me or something? Okay. That's pretty funny, though. Nice meme. Nice meme. So, you know, I kind of want to hear what Charlotte has to say about Michelle. The jump to conclusions like Molly is risking making a fool of oneself causing more damage than good. No wonder Molly is upset. She's losing her audience. Very true, R-Top. Yeah. It causes a rolling effect because as she loses her audience, she gets upset. She attacks more people. She starts acting crazier, and then she loses more and more of her audience because she's not out there doing content that they want to see, right?
Give me
Hi,
just
Charlotte.
a second here.
No,
Buddy,
I don't want to give you a second. I'm skipping ahead.
And there was another gift that I received that did not have a name on it. And of course, Deb,
Oh my God, that completely reminds me. Every time I go live for like 4 days, I'm supposed to tell you guys something, and I forget every freaking stream. So some of you guys sent some stuff in after Christmas, near New Year. And we were going to do a stream. We thought about doing a member only, but I think we're just going to do a regular stream for that. And we're going to do a meeting in the Discord, and we'll talk all about it, and we'll get it set up. I didn't want you to think we were just pushing it off. But we did have to wait on a couple people to send the stuff in or do what they wanted to do. And I'll talk to you all about it in a mod meeting. Now, that has nothing to do with the mod meeting that we need to have after this. We'll probably do that tomorrow during the day, right? Because again, I'm going to take a day off of streaming here really soon because I didn't get my video up today. So it's just a lot of me rushing to get things out is why I'm getting pulled apart. But I'm going to get all this stuff handled and done very soon. So back to it. I'm so glad I remembered to say that because I get yelled at every time I'm done streaming.
Let me talk to you
as
for
I
just a
should
second
be.
real quick, right?
Okay, Charlotte, please talk to us for just a second because I got some questions that I'd love for you to answer, but I'll wait and hear what you have to say before I present those questions.
This whole Michelle debacle, drama, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I got some questions about this whole Michelle thing because I feel that you've lied to me. I think I've got some damn good reasons to believe that. I also think that you are involved with a group of people that coordinate together to cover this kind of thing for another creator. I think it's very obvious that this is happening. The last time that I saw the evidence of this in our communities, I directly said you and a few other people I won't bring up were working for Molly, doing her dirty work on her side. And this is early in the fraud raiser investigation against Letitia. You said that I was lying on you, and then you started to attack me, if you recall. Okay? You acted like it's some kind of internet drama. The points that I make are some kind of drama, and that you can just ignore those points and then move on and pretend that there's some kind of back and forth between us. The back and forth is based on the information. It's based on the points. It's based on the commentary. And the commentary is very simple. What I accused you and a group of people of doing, which is coordinating in a Discord server together, choosing targets to attack as a group, then using manipulative people that are logged into anonymous accounts on Twitter and YouTube to do a lot of accusations, a lot of doxing, a lot of attacks. They seem right at the same time that you are attacking these other people. Those anonymous accounts are doxing, attacking, threatening, and going after the same people. Then, when you shift out of the blue, you start to build a relationship with Molly that you try to keep on the outside of things. And you shift out of the blue to target someone who is one of Molly's enemies. Ironically, these other accounts and these other people all do it too. But you want us to believe that you're not and that they're not all working together. Okay? And that's why I'm going to try to be fair and hear you out here. I want to know what your specific issues are. I want to know who it is you're working with to do this stuff, because there are people out there, and we know you try to target controversial figures because it'll make you money or because it'll placate or please another YouTuber. And then you target those figures while using these accounts who are your friends. These accounts are run by your friends in your community. People that you hang out with and have a good relationship with run these anonymous accounts. And you know it's true. And then you turn around and get offended or angry when you get criticized along with those anonymous accounts. And you'll say, well, Uni, why aren't you going after the anonymous accounts? Because those anonymous accounts are nothing. They have no credibility. They have no clout. They have no, presence. They're just an entity that goes up there and they try to, either insult someone's looks, dox somebody, threaten somebody, go after people's kids and family, try to judge people, even though the people running those accounts their lives are just a mess. And they won't criticize themselves, but they'll sure go after others and pretend that they have to follow a perfect little, standard. And you want to say that it's unfair to target you. I don't think so, because you have a YouTube following. You are using your YouTube following instead of doing content, or instead of doing something that pulls you forward. You're stuck using your content to continually attack people. And at the same time that you do this, those other people follow suit. So if you're not actively working with those people, conversating with them, getting information from them, telling them what to do, if you're not sitting next to them while this is all going on, then you want me to believe that every time you start to do some form of content, it's just a coincidence that these people seeing you do this content go out and attack family members, dox and attack and threaten the people that you're targeting. Why would they do that for no reason, Charlotte? Why would they just out of the blue do that? But anyway, let's hear what you have to say.
I've been seeing and listening to, some people and their thoughts and feelings on covering Michelle.
Yeah, I think you actually admit it. I think we know who the people are that you listen to here.
And I'm kind of...
And I think we know why you don't want to name who they are.
Torn. Jana, no, I have not got a dollhouse. I received... Oh
my God, are you kidding me? I can barely get through this stuff.
For dolls, but that show. So I've been listening to some people, and a couple.
Yeah, because you are in the Discord servers with Sassy, with those other people, with the people running the accounts and Claire and all of them. And you are, supporting them while they dox, threaten, harass, and target people on their little sock accounts. And yet you want people not to look at you as if you're just as bad as them. It's really strange.
That, I truly care. A couple of people I truly care about.
Yeah, we know why you won't name them, because a lot of them just so happen to run those anonymous accounts.
About their thoughts and feelings on me covering Michelle. Now, I feel like I need to say this to everybody.
Is this damage control? Is this going to be damage control, or are you going to be honest here? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't cover Michelle to bully her.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do, because you're working with those other people. You get up there and try to do some semblance of actual content and commentary. And you would be doing the bullying, but instead you take the worst stuff that you want done to those people and it gets out on those people. Why don't you criticize those people like you would criticize, I don't know, Michelle or Katie or anyone else if they were doing those things? It's weird because one of the biggest things you guys are constantly trying to say about other people is that they work together with other YouTubers, coordinate what they're doing and stuff like that. But the people that you say that about, for the most part, don't. They are literally just doing their own thing and just speak to each other very rarely. And you guys will go out and just lie. You'll just make stuff up. And that's one of the main things that caused us to start criticizing you in the first place. I don't want to waste a lot of time on you. But then again, I just want you to know that we're not stupid. That you guys think that if you go to your channel and you play super nice no one's going to know that you're working with the people and hanging out with the people and excusing and looking the other way while they do the things that your enemies don't do. You yell at your enemies for very, very minor things. And then when these people do the major things that you would go batshit crazy if your enemies did, you just say, okay, keep doing that. I'm looking over here. And you act like we don't know that this is happening. I just want to make sure, not only do we know, you can just look at the community and see that it's happening. We don't even need to get crazy to see that this is happening.
Or shame her. I don't dox.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Why do you have a relationship with one of the most prolific doxing accounts out there? Why? You do, though. You do. You have a relationship with them. You are pro them to the point where you hang out with and communicate with people who actively retweet the stuff and inflame the stuff and support the stuff, right? You know, these people are members of your community. And when you have to bring them up, it's always no name, it's always no account, it's always, you know, implication. And you do that so that people will look at this and go to say to themselves, well, she's probably not talking about that person, or she probably's talking about that person. But in order to know who you're talking about, we simply can just go out and look and see that you guys who have been friends and working together for a long time just so happen at the same exact moment start to target the same exact people. And when you change people, all of you do it at the same time. It's gotten to the point where it's just obvious because you've lost the outer portion of your group. That big swell of people that came in during the Toddy lawsuit are gone. And so now just the skeleton's there, and we can see the skeleton moving together. It's like you're saying you're not the head, the skull on the body of the skeleton, and that the doxer on this arm and the doxer on this arm aren't connected to you. But we can see you're all moving in one unit.
I'm against doxing. I don't go real life. I don't think it's okay to dox.
Then call out your friends who are doing it. Call them out. Tell people the anonymous accounts that they're running, because we already know who they are, and actually report it as if it's news. Instead of you swipe under the rug any negative news about your friends when they do the worst things on the internet. And then you try and find the tiniest little things about the people you hate to put on your show. And because of that, it makes your show fake. It makes it very, very false. It makes it very two-faced, if you will.
Nor go real life, nor bull. Can't believe I have to say that, but I guess I have to.
She'll be sad fishing and playing victim tomorrow. It's almost like a damn typical kind of like pattern from her. You know? She acts like the reason that we tried to give her a chance is because we thought she was going to stop allying herself with these vicious doxers and vicious harassers. But after you ally yourself with them for so long, and after you do they either are doing your dirty work or you're ignoring their dirty work for some reason in your community for so long. Why aren't we including you in their group? You are talking, you literally come straight out and say that you're talking to them, that you love them, that you're friends with them, but you won't report when they're in Discord doxing Michelle. You won't report when they're in Discord, you know, attacking someone's family. You won't report when they go public to dox or attack someone's family or to do something wrong.
So I just don't want anybody to get like the wrong idea on.
Weird. It's almost like she did this video because she knows it looks like she's working with the doxers and harassers that are attacking Michelle at the time that this all happened. Crazy, right? Isn't it crazy that she felt like she had to come out and say this? What did she just say? She said, hey guys, we need to talk about Michelle. I'm not bullying Michelle, even though the other members of your community have been for a while. I'm not doxing her, even though the other members of your community have been for a while. I'm not doing these other things that they're doing, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Why? So if you want us not to have the wrong idea, you need to get up here and expose the doxers, the bullies, and the harassers in your community in the exact same way you would go after your enemies. Or how about, you remember when you got so mad at me for criticizing you a few months ago and started to lie on me and attack me? How about you treat your community like you were treating me, in the very least? Why is your channel a safe space for people who do the worst things in our community? Why are you allied with them, friends with them, and yet ignore and hide what they do? You know, why? And if you are going to do that, why do you get on your channel and beg us not to consider you one of them? You are one of them. You are considered one of them. You did it. You done it. Now you're in it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get out of it, you can do it the same way Michelle could have got out of it, the same way Molly could have got out of it, the same way that they can get out of it. Go be honest. Tell people what's been going on, and tell people who's been doing it, and then tell people that you didn't have, you just ignored it because, you didn't think you should have to say anything, even though I have no clue why. Never understood this about you guys. You say that you're the good people. You are the good guys. And the reason you're the good guys is because if someone you don't like does something wrong, you don't just sit there and let them get away with it. Oh, she bought a BMW. We're not going to let her get away with that, right? Oh, she's, going after this person. We're not going to let her get away with that. Oh, she said something mean. We're not going to let her get away with that. Well, you're letting the people who are the closest to you get away with what they're doing.
On why I cover Michelle, or why I've been covering Michelle. When you put yourself on YouTube and you post videos on YouTube,
you're going to say something very hypocritical.
Unfortunately, you open yourself up to people criticizing those videos.
Not your friends. You ignore them. But they're the worst ones. They're the ones that are doing things just as bad as Molly is, just as bad as Michelle is. And it was basically, you want to hide the fact that there was an alliance between you and your friends and Molly. You want to hide the fact that you went after Molly's enemies to try to make Molly happy and try to, get some kind of thing going back in your community. You want to hide the fact that, you're not operating on some I'm choosing who to criticize because of a reason type of basis. You want to hide that because you're choosing who to criticize based on who you're told to criticize or what will make you money to criticize. You're not choosing who to criticize due to an external reason. Because if you were, you would criticize your friends. They meet the criteria more than Michelle did. They've met the criteria for years and years and years. One of your besties is the worst one out there, if not several of your besties.
And oh, Jada, no, it's not a dollhouse. I got that.
Oh my fucking God. Are you kidding?
I know what you're talking about now. Absolutely love it. It chooses her content. But if you ever see this, happy birthday. Okay, I'll quit trying to get distracted here.
Okay, thanks.
But I just want people to know,
hey, Navy, are you here?
I am here for about an hour, and then I gotta go play my game. I figured I'd come in for a little bit and say, hey, Bubba, and say how you doing.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna let you say hi to the chat then while I grab a drink so we can get into this. Be right back.
Sounds good. All right, Bubba. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing tonight? So nice. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so it's like an extra Saturday for me. Kirsten, how you doing? What's going on with the fork? Hey, y'all. Kathy, how you doing? Loved your video earlier, Kathy. It was good. It was good stuff. What else? Oh, Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte. She got to stick her nose into everything. She can't just leave it alone, man. She got to get in there and talk about it because I think even she's getting tired of talking about fucking KJ after this much. What's going on, Jessica? Round one, how you been? Chopaholic. Wicked Crafter, how you doing? Yeah, kids are off school again. I know my mom was telling me the other day because my niece and nephew don't have school tomorrow. Angelisa, nice to meet you. Rachel, how you doing? Oh, I will enjoy my. Well, I just say enjoy my day off. I'm gonna be doing like I gotta do chores around the house. Gotta mow the yard, stuff like that. Gotta wash some dishes, clean up the kitchen, things like that. My GWT, what's going on? Yeah, so
You make sure they can hear you good. Get
yes,
this live for you so you can hear it and see it too. There we go. That might make you a little louder there. All right, perfect. Okay, did you hear what Michelle has said up to now, Navy? Or,
Michelle
I'm
has
sorry.
said,
I'm sorry, Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that she doesn't really cover Michelle and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I was listening to it before I jumped in.
Yeah, she does though. She does cover her. And it's more that she doesn't want people to think she doesn't cover Michelle. She wants people to think she's not bullying, doxing, or harassing. Now, one of the main reasons why she said this is because some of her buddies are doing those things to Michelle. And, oh, Kathy, I know, I need to go into it. Basically, I'm going to criticize how LB was doing some Moscow stuff and changing the image of her channel. It was kind of I wanted you guys to know that LB, you know how when LB gets exposed for something and she looks really bad, she will change how her channel runs and make all these rules for her channel. And then it'll last that way for a little bit and devolve. I've got a few video clips and stuff that'll kind of show you, you know what I'm saying? I know I need to do that too. I do. Okay, back to it though. Sorry, Navy, I got distracted. But she wants us to know that she's not supporting the doxing. But if you didn't support the doxing, wouldn't you go to your channel and tell people what your friends did? Stop hiding the fact that your friends run those anonymous accounts and operate those anonymous accounts, and that you know they do. And go tell your audience what they're doing and who's doxing who. And why would you hide it if isn't that called supporting it if you're actively keeping it from the community? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. And you would, because the thing is, you claim to be, these people do, to be about the right things in life, transparency and all this kind of stuff. And yet what they think is them not supporting something is just kind of sitting back in the distance, not saying anything. But we're on to you, because what that really allows you to do is later on to jump back on their coattails when the coast is clear and people calm down a little bit. Yeah, we see you. We see you doing this. That's the reason why you don't come on your channels and call these people. That's why you don't come on your channels and deplore this, or deny this like horrible stuff that they're doing, is because you just want to wait till the smoke clears so you can jump back on their channel. We see you.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's take a listen to what all Charlotte has to say here about Michelle. Ironically, she kind of did this video right after Michelle got banned from her main channel and right when Michelle was getting banned from those other channels. And we do know that her community played a major part in reporting Michelle. Now, normally I could come and criticize them for mass reporting Michelle. Unfortunately, Michelle did do the wrong thing. So while I am against people wielding their YouTube audience to go and mass report somebody, I don't think it's wrong for people to file reports when Michelle was doing what she was doing. And this is why I gave Michelle advice. When you open yourself up to allowing people who you're going back and forth with to push you so far, they're going to come in and now it's ironic because a large number of the people that are helping Charlotte in her community target Michelle for Molly, target Michelle for, the reasons they have done the same things that Molly and Michelle and all of them do. One of them is a worse doxer, a worse threatener, more prolific with it than even Molly is. One of them. But because their channel's really small and they barely get like 10 or 15 viewers a show, nobody cares. And a couple of these other accounts just happen to be random either YouTube or Twitter accounts who do the dirty work for either, if they're trying to placate Molly, they do and attack the people Molly want them to attack. And if they want to placate their other buddies, they go and attack those targets for them, right? Now, the problem is the people running those accounts are prominent members in the community Charlotte is leading. Now, the community of actual participators. I'm not talking about viewers, of course, the people participating. And until Charlotte goes live, tells people what she knows, tells people the inner workings of her community and is honest about it, instead of thinking that they can just hide in the background, sitting in Discord servers and sitting in calls doing all this stuff and talking about all this stuff, and then act like, you know, hey, even though we sat there all night helping everybody do it and watching them do it and talking about the info they dig up and all this, you know, it doesn't mean we're involved. Actually, that's the literal definition of you being involved. That's the absolute definition of you being involved.
Look, I know there's people out there, and, you know, including a friend or two of mine, that thinks, you know, we shouldn't talk about Michelle. We shouldn't cover Michelle because of the fact that maybe other creators, I'm not going to mention any names here, but maybe there's a few other creators that have potentially gone too far in their opinion, right?
It's almost like she is literally addressing exactly what I'm talking about in this last stream, Navy. It's almost like she's literally responding to me, isn't it?
Right, and the thing is, but she's tiptoeing around it. Like, she doesn't have the what's a good phrase for it? The intestinal fortitude,
courage,
to actually call people out by
character,
name, because they're you're
honor,
right.
Truthfulness. I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
But they think that's what saves them, right? Because it saves them on both sides. Because she's fucking fence sitting, right?
Yeah,
she is 100% fence sitting. She is sitting in the middle, and she is refusing to. Because she knows once she calls these people out by name, especially people like Molly and Betty and all this kind of stuff, that there is no coming back, right? That they're going to turn on her, okay? And or any of these other content creators that are going after Michelle, right? And so she won't do it. I'm just not going to mention names. And she's doing it out of some kind of like kindness or whatever. No, you're doing it out of your own cowardness. Get off the fence, lady.
You're doing it out of your own cowardness. You're also doing it so that you can do a favor for your friends who are hiding behind sock accounts doing the majority of the worst stuff. And then, I keep calling her Michelle. Charlotte thinks, again, that by her hiding this stuff for them and engaging the information that they collect by doing this and the effect, engaging in the drama that's created by these accounts, that she's not involved. You wouldn't be involved if you were actually being honest about it and actually standing against it. Because you're using it, because you are with it, you are involved.
In covering her and stuff. I'm not that creator, though, y'all.
Yes, you are. You aren't the creator to do the worst things. Yeah, because you've got your friends doing it for you. I'm sorry, Charlotte. You've told us that this whole time, the thing that made the people that you don't like valid for you to talk about is because they have subscribers. They have a power out there. They influence people. People watch them. People support them. And that's why we should come out and talk about them. Look at you now. Now you've got 15K. Charlotte wants everyone to treat her as if she still has 412 subscribers. She wants people to look at her and go, well, you know, no reason to talk about the damage she's doing. No reason to talk about her being allied with these people doing this because, you know, she's got 400 subs. Why would we expect her to call out the doxers in her own community or in her own friends that are doing this, the harassers in her own group? Well, because you've got 15K subs and they are writing your content. You go out there and you try to do the fence-sitting milquetoast content. Instead of the doxers doxing and doing the content, they are doing these accounts that are your besties are doing the harassment, and then you get up there and do the content. You keep it separated. But I bet you money if I watch this whole thing, you're going to be covering drama that is occurring due to the pressure, due to the effect, due to the actions of these people. What they're doing causes Michelle to go into a frenzy and act crazy. What they're doing causes her to attack at other people. And then you go in and say, oh, look, Michelle's acting crazy, but you never tell people that Sassy's out there harassing her, or that Claire or that these others are out there harassing her, right?
it's the way that I do with everybody, even Katie Joy. I don't dox Katie Joy, but I do critique Katie Joy.
And then when your friends dox Katie, attack Katie's son, attack Katie's family, you cover all of it. Other than them doing that, you cover Katie getting upset by it. You cover Katie flipping out over her kid being attacked. You cover her flipping out because of people coming to her house or people doxing her and threatening her. And you cover that as content, but it's the direct result of your buddies doing this stuff. So it basically is you doing it in both of these situations. If you would actually include them as part of the story, because they are part of the story doing this to her, it is part of the story them doing this to Michelle, then sure, it would actually absolve you because you're telling the full story. Again, the reason you're involved is because you hide them doing this. Your audience watches you and they think these people are just going out there and just flailing like crazy people half the time because you're not telling them this extreme threat, this extreme dox, or this extreme attack on their children or their family that caused them to get like, and then you act like it, you act like they're faking half the time. I've seen your friends go out and do this, and then you sit and act like, oh, no one did that to you, Katie. Nobody's doxing you. Nobody's attacking your... I have heard this on your show. You know you do this. So I'm sorry. You are involved. You're part of it. You're the major part of it. You're now the biggest part of it. It's pretty crazy. I don't think she... Navy, I don't think she accounted for the fact of her channel growing and the fact that it made her just as criticizable as it does Katie or the others, right?
Well, yeah, no, I agree. And the thing is that what she also hasn't come to realize is that there's never any benefit of the doubt for KJ, right? So, like, just like you were talking about, like her, like these friends of hers go out there and they harass her kid, they make fun of her buying a new car, they call her names, this and a third. And then KJ's like, well, why don't you guys just leave me alone? I'm successful, and I'm sorry that you're upset that I'm successful, but stop coming after me. And then she goes live and goes, no one's coming after you, KJ. I don't know what you're talking about. When in truth, that's exactly what they're doing.
100 times I've seen her do this. 100 times.
Yeah, and she and this is perpetuating the bullshit. This is perpetuating those people out there to keep doing what they're doing because she won't call them out. She won't call out what they're at. She won't even call out the actions as wrong. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this to anybody, right? No, she wouldn't call that out because it's fine as long as you're doing it to KJ. Oh, come on, man.
And what's sick is she really did think that if she went live and just pretended like she's not still hanging out with them, they're not still her best friends, that it wouldn't be a big damn deal. Even though in this clip, she is literally telling us everything in this kind of like offstanding way.
And I do realize that, you know, mental health is a big thing, especially in this country. Undiagnosed mental health is even a more huge thing in this country. But, you know, as y'all have told me before, and I agree, it doesn't give you a pass in life to go around hurting other people.
Okay. Now it's time for you to finally address those anonymous accounts that are run by people like Sassy and Claire and the others. Tell people that they're doing it. Let people know about their undiagnosed or diagnosed problems. Actually, you don't even have to. The people running those accounts have straight admitted on their own channels when they weren't anonymous that they have those problems. It's crazy because it's like you're willing to commentate about mental health of your enemies, but you're still not willing to admit that the obsessiveness shown by these people towards their targets is most likely also the same thing, if not just malice. It could, you might be able to say some of that is due to mental health. I think the majority of it's just pure malice. I just think you like are friends with some really vile people because every community they're in, every freaking couple months or every even couple weeks, they do this to someone and it's always your target. It's always your commentary, but that's because you're in their community. You're just as bad as they are. You don't get an out anymore.
Or even to go around saying that you hope somebody else gets cancer or you hope someone else's mother dies.
I've seen people say this to Katie from your community and you never talk about it. This is one of the most hypocritical videos I've ever seen.
That's BS and that crap needs to be called out, Sarah.
Why didn't you call out people doing it to your enemies then? Why? Why? If it needs to be called out, why is it only your enemy that you get to yell at if they do it when your friends have done? I could go look at certain accounts and just scroll down them and see them doing this every freaking 3 days, if not every day. You've seen it, Navy, because people put it in the Discord server. Like, there was a couple weeks that just went by where they were just sitting there railing against people's looks, people's clothes, the way they dressed, the way they talked. They were pausing them while they were speaking, trying to catch them making a goofy face or whatever, calling them rodents because they would try to pause it when it looked like they were like, it looks like you're kind of like, you know, holding your head up like this and opening your mouth. Oh, you look like a bird. Oh, you look like a mouse now. Haha, you're a rodent. Haha. And then they do this stuff for literal months straight, and nothing is said by Charlotte or any of their friends. The minute that Michelle's done it, and by the way, I do agree Michelle needs called out for it. No defense to Michelle or excuse for Michelle, as I said all day yesterday and before this. But anyway, it's only valid to call it out when Michelle's doing it. And then you get this collective of sheep that end up bowing behind these people because they think that they're being told the truth and they're being told the full story, when in reality, they're not being told the fact that the people they're following are the same as Michelle. Charlotte is just as toxic. She's just as bad. She just is very good at, haven't any of you met someone who is toxic as hell, but they're really good at putting on a second face? And as soon as they hang up the phone, oh, love you, see you later. Oh, you're my best friend too. Bye. God, bitch, stop calling me, you ugly whore. I know you've seen people like this, okay? Yeah, that will insult the living hell out of somebody as soon as they hang up the phone after they were saying the nicest things to them, because they're that two-faced.
I can understand the reasons you didn't go live yesterday per the community post. Has been a difficult week for me. I'm pretty much resigned that I don't belong anywhere or to anybody other than near my 12-year-old dog. No, Sarah, you belong right here. Don't you even think otherwise, Sarah.
See how manipulative she is? They're leading a harassment campaign still. I called Charlotte out in the very beginning for participating in a harassment campaign and not commentary. She got better. I gave her credit. Remember all that? She even came around. And when I called out Molly, she was friends with Molly and working for Molly, and it pissed her off. So I had to become the enemy again because, you know, even though she's calling out Katie for very minor things at the time, Katie had calmed down. She'd stopped doing a lot of really messed up stuff. She had been calling out Katie for that extreme stuff, which was similar to what I was calling out Molly for. And I also made this commentary to her like, you know, why is it that you can ally with Molly when she's a billion times worse than Katie when Katie was at her worst? Kind of hypocritical. It kind of undoes every bit of your commentary. Remember that?
You and Troll Hunter both. Y'all both belong right here in this.
Troll Hunter is the name of one of the people who follow her. Yeah, they're pretty good at this by following you, aren't they?
Community. Concerned she'll hurt an innocent.
They're pretty good at hunting trolls when they're literally in a community of nothing but trolls. But you know, hey, to each their own.
It's a person driving, drunk or distracted driving. I know, right?
And you've never done that, have you? Right? You've never done it. Your friends have never done it. You know, the thing is, I called her out for it. I said she's valid to be banned for it again. But it's just weird to me. It's weird that she's your target, right? Weird that she's your target at the same time that these other people made her their target. That you're still doing exactly what you and your friends literally only do the same content all the time. But the problem is your friends are vicious doxers and harassers.
She should not be given a pass to, you know, because she may be dealing with mental health issues because...
No one has given her nobody would give anybody a pass on driving drunk. Nobody would give anyone a pass on the things Michelle said other than you. You give your friends a pass on acting like Michelle. Maybe not the driving drunk thing, but all the rest of it. You give your friends a pass every day when you don't call them out.
So let's be honest. A lot of us are dealing with mental health issues. A lot of us are dealing with mental health issues that haven't been diagnosed yet.
Yeah, maybe some of us are dealing with mental health issues that haven't been diagnosed yet. I wouldn't say a lot. I'd say some.
But, you know, it doesn't give us a pass to go around harming other people or to go on your channel spewing pure hatred and vile crap.
Okay. Now, I know what you're saying here, and you just said it in a very wrong way. But I have to take what you said and actually respond. I know that you meant as extreme as Michelle was the other day, but you just said that no one has a pass to spew hatred on their channel, right? And again, that is exactly what your allies have been doing, not just to Michelle, but to the other people you cover.
So as you know, I get it, like something like that, and I'm sorry, but here's the thing though, she's doing it to herself. Miss Marvel, did Michelle get her channel taken down? Yes, Miss Marvel, she got both of her channels taken down. That Michelle MGL.
You know, a lot of your friends are going to have their channels taken down too at some point. Are you going to report it? You better. You know that with Michelle, you guys just had an opportunity because she didn't delete the videos. You know, Michelle could have deleted those videos so that you guys couldn't have filed those reports using your Discord servers and all that to kind of rush in there. And if she would have taken them down like Molly does, or like many of your friends who I could name do constantly, Michelle wouldn't be banned right now. You guys would have to take the long road that we're taking to get Molly and Betty and many people that are allied with you that I won't name banned, well, handled by YouTube in whatever way they'll handle it, which could only result in a ban due to what they've done. So it's like, again, very, very weird process here. You've got a community and you're looking at the community and you got this bunch of these people doing this, but you're pretending as if your friends aren't and that they are when it's all of you.
Gail gives lessons, and the other one, her first one. So I just like wanted to make that clear to everybody. I'm not here to bully her. I'm not.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's there. Look, get it. You're hanging with this group that thinks that they can just do whatever they want. And if they say they're not doing it, they're not doing it. That might be how you guys operate. We don't live in that fantasy world. We go off of what actually is happening out there.
Not here to dox her or to involve myself in her personal life in any.
And until you call out your friends literally doing that, yes, you are.
Kind of way at all. I'm just here to react to what has been put.
When I say friends, it's people she loves and interacts with on a very regular basis, not just someone she knows. If it was someone she knew, then it wouldn't be that criticism. It'd be a different
online by Michelle. Why are y'all talking about Michelle? She's not on YouTube anymore. Let it go. Wheaton guy, I will let it go, hon. Is whenever she stops like jumping on people's panels. But
okay, well, it's weird because you've got friends that jump on people's panels. I can just remember they done it 2 days ago, and you're ignoring what they're doing.
Because when you jump on people's panels, therefore you're putting yourself out there, whether or not your channel has been struck and is gone or not. If you're still in the...
Now, let's just put it on a higher speed because it's going to take forever. Apparently, Charlotte doesn't recognize or understand hypocrisy or irony. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, I tell you. Well, you know, I think she does. I just think she doesn't care, you know? I think it's more about the narrative, more about the allies you have, more about, you know, your friends than the actual what you're doing on your channel, right? You have a friend that's doing it, who cares, man? As long as nobody tells anybody, no one's gonna know. We've known the whole time. Very obvious. But you have an enemy that's doing it, that's some grade A donation quality content right there.
Community, making yourself public and saying all this stuff to people. Yeah, it's not good. Share Bear says, what she and some other creators have done and are doing is very triggering for a lot of people. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's very triggering for people. You think that it's triggering for people, okay?
Share Bear. I mean,
I just stopped myself because I didn't want to repeat myself again.
Watching a clip that channel, I see what you can't, because like I said, again, I appreciate that channel clipping stuff. I agree, Goose, right? Michelle still goes on panels screaming, ranting, and raving, wishing death upon people. Right. Exactly, Goose. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I seen clips that I see what you can't posted on their channel. And Michelle went on this other person's panel and just, I honestly could not believe my own ears. I could not believe what I was hearing. None of your business. When
Wait, did she say Goose?
Just the other day.
Did she say what?
Goose.
Like
the
Goose
name
and what?
Goose. As in like Goose is in like Molly's like right-hand man Goose.
No, she didn't. She was talking about going on the panel and saying the stuff she said. Here, I'll go back 10 seconds, but I didn't.
On their channel. And Michelle went on this other person's panel and just, I honestly could not believe my own ears. I could not believe what I was hearing. None of your business. When was the last time she was on panel? Just the other day, after she lost her channels, she was on someone's panel. And then after that, I want to talk a little bit about Katie Joy without a crystal ball getting blocked by one of the Browns, right? I think that's hilarious because she blocked.
Yeah, you think that's hilarious because she blocks people. You guys block people too, though. Constantly. It's so hypocritical. I mean, the thing is, I get it. You don't have any other content about Katie unless you go in and look at people who block her and people that don't block her. I get that because she's been, you know, trying to keep herself together. So she's failed sometimes and, you know, but still. But man, I could just say the same thing I've been saying again, so I won't say it. Just really hypocritical is how I'll describe it. Very hypocritical. Everything that I just heard.
Blocks everybody. So let me go ahead and we'll get started.
Because her friends, if you've ever seen the way they bully people, well, they try to bully people because they just go out and spam making fun of looks, making fun of their kids, making fun of their parenting. I mean, and I've never been able to understand why they make fun of Katie's parenting. You can criticize her for a lot of things, but she is always taking care of her kid. She's home with her kid. She works at home, so she spends all day with her kid. It just is mind-boggling to me because a lot of people in her audience and a lot of people that are criticizing, they're not, right? But I still don't think that those people should be criticized. If you're working for your kid, and you're not at home while you're at work, I think that is great. You're still supporting the kid. But if you're working and you yourself have built a business that allows you to be home while you work, I consider that being at home with your kid and working at, while you're at home, both. So you're doing two things at once there. So, they'll just tear her apart in every way possible. And it's not just her, because when they I want you to understand, we're using Katie as an example because she just brought Katie up. Let's go back to not Katie, because Katie is a little bit vicious sometimes. When they started to target Michelle, they did the same thing to Michelle. 100%. When they started to, everyone that they go at, they do the same thing, right? So it's just really hypocritical.
Here. Hey, Mitten Mama. She was on, thank you, Mama T. She was on Ski Mask Andy's channel. And I didn't even know who that person was until the other day when I watched the clip. So first, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up the channel. I See What You Can't. I do have that channel linked in the description box. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to mute part of this clip because it's just not, I'm not going to have that crap on my channel. So like, people should know that it's okay to.
Okay, so let's see what Charlotte did, because I do not want to sit and watch this.
On both my channels.
Okay, so she plays the clip of Michelle here flipping out, right? Okay. Then it seems like she reacted to a lot of it or something.
I don't give a shit.
Boy, that's a low blow. To Michelle to go.
Maybe she doesn't deserve like.
She's getting ready to say the "see you next Tuesday" word. Molly. I listen to this clip in particular.
Now, remember like this has been happening for a bit, so. Okay, then she goes into, I guess, something about Katie, so we can jump out of this. I want to just be sure we get all of it here. So that I can just go into a summary. Well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, okay. How ironic. Oh my God, Charlotte. This account was just making fun of people's appearances in disgusting ways. It's one of your really good friends, Sassy. This account was also attacking children and attacking people's parenting. This account, I could go on for an hour talking about the bullying, the harassment, and the doxing that this account has done. But I thought at the beginning of this, you said you called it out. So if you're going to put this account up on the screen, why aren't you going to also call out this account? Because they've done all these things I just named recently and right before recent. And then, like, if recently is the last month, I could just go back to the beginning of this account years ago and they've done it their entire time. And I wonder why Charlotte brought up this exact account. You know, I wonder why it's this account. I wonder if it's because Sassy, someone who is targeting Michelle to bully, harass, to dox, and sitting in Discord servers doing it too, is one of her besties. Also, at the same time, that account and that account's friends just happen to be her friends, and they're out there on anonymous accounts doing it too. So, you know, I was going to try to bring up examples of some of her friends that do this so that you know I'm not lying on her. But if you'd like to check me, you can go scroll the account that you find at the end of this. You can go to Twitter, go to this account in an incognito mode, scroll down that account and see that I'm not lying on Charlotte. Absolutely 100%. Now, this is one example out of like 10 examples of different accounts that are run by people in her community or close friends of hers that do dox and bully and target kids every day, all day, every day. It's what they do. In fact, I don't know. Does anyone in the chat want to back me up at the fact that they've seen this account doing this? Or Navy, do you want to add in anything about that account doing this stuff? You've seen them do it, right?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, fucking, it was a menace used to bring him in all the time, and they'd be like, every time KJ would do something, every time she, you know, took a poop or whatever, they'd be there reporting about how she did it wrong. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
what it is.
Exactly.
They are obsessed. They are obsessed. Isn't this the same account that was the one that said that they? Oh, maybe it was Tina's. I don't remember. The one that said that they recorded automatically every one of her Instagram lives, like they were like just waiting.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Oh, it's so cringy and creepy, man.
Exactly. So, you know, kind of damning, pretty damning you decide to actually use one of the accounts that I was talking about in the beginning of this when you were lying about that whole thing about supporting doxing and supporting harassment and supporting bullying and all this. You were lying about that at the beginning of your video, Charlotte. It's kind of crazy that, you know, you could have probably said, Uni's lying on me. But I mean, I expect that from you because you're very much you very easily will just do that. You'll just say it's not true instead of actually, you know, trying to address anything I've said. But then again, since literally in your same video where you do this, the accounts, one of the accounts that I am literally talking about while reacting to this is right here. And you know why you're using that account. You're using that account because you know who's running that account. You're very good friends with who's running that account, and you know that the person running that account accidentally showed their identity a long time ago. And I'm not going to tell the whole story. They accidentally took a screenshot, ended up being that they were logged into their main account when they posted the screenshot, admitted that they took that screenshot when they posted it, and outed that it was Sassy running that account. Pork Chop just came in recently and laid out an enormous amount of you know, the examples that the account deleted. So anyway, wow, full circle. Thanks for doing that for me, because I was going to try and make sure that I reference a few of the accounts just so Charlotte can't just lie her way out of it. So now I don't have to. She's done that for me is my point. Navy, are we ever going to see these people drop the bullshit? Because I do think Charlotte believes that she's got people fooled, much in the same way that Molly does, much in the same way that Betty does. She thinks that she has people fooled into believing that she's not supporting this shit.
Yeah, and I think some people like so, and it's nothing against like the way Charlotte is, but she comes off as this like and I know she does this on purpose. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. She comes off as a sweet Southern grandmother, right? And it's this aspect where I think people want to believe her because she just sounds like the type of person that wouldn't do this stuff. Because Molly sounds like the type of person. Like if you said Molly does this, they're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I get that. Like, she sounds like the type of person that would do this. But you have Charlotte who doesn't sound like the type of person that would do this, and people want to believe that she does not do this. And I think that's why Charlotte does these little half-assed. She does a little half-assed, you know, oh, I don't support this. But she won't call anybody's name, but she's just like, I just don't support these certain actions. That way later on when someone criticizes her, she's like, well, I called it out. No, darling, you didn't, but you pretended to.
I guarantee she'll try to say that I'm lying. That'll be one of her first go-tos. That won't work. So she's going to really quickly go to, I called it out. You aren't being honest because I am against it. Listen to my video. Well, that's the thing. We know, just like Navy said, I wanted to fully support Charlotte. I shared her on my main channel. I told people that out of all the people out there in that community, Charlotte was actually trying to do real commentary. Even though she failed a lot, she was definitely trying. And I was just really supportive of her. She'd come into my stream. She joined my Discord. You know, all that stuff. I don't care about that. I'm just saying that I also had the want that she would not fall into the ways of, you know, the doxing and the harassment. But what the reason, again, it's one of those weird things where she's the kind of case where she thinks that if she puts on this act that the Navy mentioned good enough, and at the same time, if she's very slow and very careful about what she says when she's actually having those people dox, harass, bully, do all that stuff that they're doing, she thinks that she can use the fallout, she can use the drama that's created, because right now, again, she has no content, guys. She wants content where Katie's doxing or Katie's doing something cringy, and she's been having to cover Katie's BMW, which is very hypocritical because her and all her friends have done the same thing by showing off something on social media before, and they know they have. So they're just being hypocrites. Or they're so desperate for content, they're having to report how someone blocked her or whatever it is. And so, it's just very two-faced. My criticism is going to be that it's worse than just doing the doxing. Like Molly, at least, will get right up on her channel. She'll dox right in front of you, right? She'll bully right in front of you. Yeah, she'll change her mind, delete the video later, but she did it. She owned it. She did it in front of all of us. And with Charlotte, it's one of those things that she's built this content empire off of every single piece of what these people are doing other than what will get her banned. So now she's reporting and celebrating Michelle's banning. But if she actually was truthful about who she hangs out with, who she supports, who she shares, the accounts that she literally uses, like, do I believe Charlotte just randomly grabbed this? No. I believe Charlotte sits in Discord servers or communicates, because this is one of her besties, with these people. I believe they go out and do the bully content that they need to do to create the drama situations that this community reports on. And don't be shocked that I've said that. I said that 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whenever this all started. I called it out from the very beginning. I said that they're all doing this. They're lying and they're spreading. They don't just spread a lie about a creator who they target together to create a community. And in this like targeted harassment campaign group that's going on, they don't just do that. They actually work together to come up with the narrative, come up with the lie, and then spread it together. So she's like Molly. She has the same effect that Molly does against the people she covers. But she has a first degree of separation when it comes to the direct harassment, bullying, and doxing, where her friends put it on their little sock accounts, and then those sock accounts are made relevant by the fact that they're included in all this content. She's advertising this account to her audience, and she's been doing it ever since it was created, again, because it's one of her besties. But anyway, I think I've made my point. I know it was a pretty long point.
Ooh.
A very thorough point, but I'm making it long and thorough because if I don't, they're not going to be honest about my criticism. I want them to be honest with the criticism. Be real and respond to it. Actually explain how what I'm saying is wrong. Go into detail about how what I'm saying is wrong. And if you are to do that, I'm going to give you a little help. I will literally show you the responses that you need to hit if you are going to respond to what I said. So let's go with the first one. It's on my screen right now. Why aren't you calling the bullying and doxing and harassment that this account is doing out on your show? Well, because it has nothing to do with this. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It's targeting your main source of income, Katie. Also, when you started covering Michelle, they did too. They follow you around like a little puppy dog. I bet they're watching your show. I bet they're in the chat. I bet they're like one of your mods, for God's sake. Bet you they are one of your mods. I bet Sassy's one of your mods on a sock account in your chat. You know? Anyway, I think we got it. I think we good. We can move on now. We can get back over to what's it called? Toastgate. Because guess what? Ironically, Toastgate has to do with Michelle. Okay? So, follow me, people. Yesterday, I let you know that it's not just Molly and some of Molly's close goons that were going after Michelle in a doxing way, in a harassing way, that also there were other people from the Cater community that have started to target Michelle recently. Remember, I said that yesterday? And those people have started to harass and dox and cause drama and try to wear Michelle down and get her into a drama. That's not hard to do, by the way. And they're doing it. They're going after Michelle because of the fact to be subservient to Molly, to gain a clout, so that Molly will do a clout share maneuver. So she'll take the clout from under her armpits, ball it up, and throw it at them, right? So they can hopefully grab some of the slimy clout that Molly throws at them out of her armpits. So Charlotte, in my opinion, most likely knows everything about Toastgate. And she's probably got a couple of her buddies that are right there with her. I'll go as far as to go ahead and say those anonymous accounts and the people running them are some of the people that were trying to dox nonsense and some of the people that have been targeting Michelle and harassing Michelle. It's just factual. I'm literally giving you what you can go out to Twitter and YouTube, look at the last couple months of these accounts and see with your own eyes. You can literally see it with your own eyes. You can go back through my content and notice that I've been showing it to you here and there for the last few months. So when you see Toastgate and you notice that Toastgate, the backbone of this is that Nonsense was being targeted. Nonsense's husband was being targeted by people that wanted her fired. You know, it's weird because you know those Caters, you know how they harassed Katie in the beginning was by trying to get her husband fired from his job and calling his work and trying to leave mess. Oh my God, isn't that what Nonsense said people were doing to her, Navy? Calling her husband's work, trying to get him fired?
Yes. Yeah, trying to get him fired. And so, yep. 100%.
Hold on a minute. Navy, are you telling me that what started to happen to Nonsense is the exact tactic and exact way that it happened to Katie when these exact Caters started to go after Katie in the beginning? That's insane for you to say that to me.
Right.
Say it isn't so.
It's
crazy. What?
They act exactly the same? What?
So I don't have to like literally. Okay, fine. I'll just come out and say it. Yes, those same Caters are the ones that were trying to dox Nonsense along with Penelope and Molly. Why? Because they were all working together. Molly wanted Nonsense doxed. Nonsense was a thorn in Molly's side. Penelope works for Molly. Penelope wants what Molly wants. When she got mad at Molly, and you know she's got the same kind of like bounce around that everybody else does in her community when a doxer starts fighting with Molly. Then you've got Molly having these Caters invite her on their shows. She goes, she shows up on those shows. Right when Molly starts to interact with those Caters is when they targeted Nonsense and Michelle. Who is Nonsense and Michelle? Molly's enemies. So no, Molly's group, Molly's people, along with the other people out there like this, I hate saying her name, this Amber person, along with these others, these are just smaller factions that have broken away from other people. They still hold the same allegiances and motivations. It's just some of them are against instead of with, or they're with instead of against when they get mad at somebody. They bounce to the opposite side and start to hang with the enemies of the people that they're allied with when they get mad at them. And it's just this little kindergarten, high school harassment group, you know, mafia war going on. It's completely fake. It's completely cringy. But it does have direct, real consequences. And one of those consequences is Molly can use the warring tribes in this weird YouTube crazy cringy keyboard warrior ecosystem to go after her enemies. And I 100% not only believe that this is why Nonsense got doxed, I would go as far as to say that if you want my opinion on who did it, I think that Penelope and Molly were given the information by some of these caters, personally.
Not going into people's real lives. And this isn't about Michelle, really. This is about Toastgate.
Yeah. Now, Toastgate. Toast is a moderator. And that moderator was targeted and doxxed and harassed because the moderator was basically trying to do the right thing. Navy, am I saying that correctly? I think I'm on point here. The moderator was trying to do the right thing. They were trying to stand up and say,
I believe so.
No fighting, no doxing, no bullshit. Ended up pissing off some of the doxers that were warring with each other, that were going back and forth with each other, sharing and trading information, trying to build allegiances. These things are happening as we speak. These people are probably watching right now, reeing out and flipping out like, okay, what's our tactic now so that we can get away from Uni figuring out our plot, right? Guarantee you they're doing that right now. Now, they'll be attacking me tomorrow. Just wait. All of them will be attacking me tomorrow.
I feel like such a wussy. I'm sorry. Look, I've been doxxed up and down on this platform. But the thought...
Welcome to the club.
...of anyone bringing, like... Oh, sorry. one of my deceased relatives on there to throw in my face. Oh.
They've done it to me multiple times. Multiple times. These exact people that I'm talking about. You get used to it after a while.
Anyways.
You know, this person, Starlight, obviously is upset because they do care. They care about their community. You know, they spend time there. They get to know people. Those of us that aren't spending times having these strange little kindergarten doxing wars, kindergarten playground doxing wars and stuff, playing, you know, bowing down like a YouTuber is our king and queen. It frees our time up to do things like making content, doing live streams, tracking these groups, tracking these harassment groups, you know, for content like we're doing right now, or getting to know people, building best friendships, getting to know, you know, really intelligent people, really, you know, people that you'd never meet anywhere else in any other way, and actually getting to know them on a real level. So I can completely, you know, understand why Starlight is upset. I don't think that Starlight is weak or that Starlight is overly upset here. I think she just cares a lot.
Oh my god. So that's what they did. They were able to find her deceased ex-husband in the details of what happened to him.
Oh wow, deceased husband? Oof.
And they doxed him and threw it in her face. So we're gonna watch that clip right now. I clipped this in 2 parts, but you know, put it in one thing, and it is on the clip channel. So the beginning of it, when they began to threaten this woman, Toastgate, and the last part is when they finally decided, you know, they're just gonna dox her deceased relative.
The people that are doxing like this are the most pathetic, the most weak, right? They obviously can't handle things with words because they don't know how. They don't know how to handle things with thought and logic. That's the baseline. They also are obsessive. They go out and desire to have what their enemies have. They want to have the community. They want to have the presence. They want to have the friends. They want to have all the things that their enemies have that they can't. They can't have those things because they're foul people. They are people that, because they can't control themselves and respect others, constantly lose friends and end up ostracized. So then they end up being jealous of people who do try to talk with others, build friendships and relationships, you know, normal behavior. They get jealous of normal behavior and go and start being obsessive. While they're being obsessive and digging, they are imagining themselves as those people. They are imagining putting the loneliness and the depression, the pain that they feel due to them being so abrasive and so toxic, pushing people away. They want that to happen to the people that they're targeting. They're trying to make them feel as bad as they feel inside. These people are pathetic. And it's cringy to see how far they'll go to try to play internet war with people. They're taking the internet very seriously. They are mini lolcows. The problem is locales have two statistics they're rated by. One is their cringiness. So a very cringy locale can have a lot of people that like to laugh at that locale. But if that locale does not have the other statistic, which is how personable, not popular they are, or how much, let's say, relevancy they. Let me give you an example. Darkside Phil or Christian has that kind of relevancy, but it's not really relevancy. It's called infamy. That's infamous. It's not good clout. It's clout that people are laughing at, but they have a lot of it, and that's why a lot of people watch their stuff. These people have zero of that relevancy, but they have a lot of cringe. So not a lot of people give two shits about them, but they do the same kind of cringy, you know, doxing and stalking that other people do.
Let me put myself down here.
You got me? Okay.
Exactly. It's so cruel. And it's just, they threatened her job. I cried when people.
Do you know how lifeless of a worm you have to be to try to call and threaten someone's job? Try to call and threaten someone's kids, or try to like go after someone in that kind of obsessive way.
We're saying Teresa yeah. And yeah.
Remember, this person is one of Molly's right-hand people until they started fighting with Molly.
Exactly, Swag. Exactly.
Oh, also, this person was sued by Sherelle because they were so obsessive. They ended up getting sued by a YouTuber for cyber stalking and harassment.
Can't imagine. And that's what, and this Michelle woman is, she's not okay mentally. We can see that. You can smell it from a mile away.
Well, I think she is okay mentally, personally. I just think she's whacked out. So I don't know if she's drinking. I don't know what she does, but whatever she does takes her to the extreme. And I think she's probably doing whatever it is a lot. So I think if she just got help, she could get better, just like I think Molly could get better if she got help. And I played early clips of Molly being a normal person. Do you remember that? I mean, I did it yesterday too, but I did it a few days ago. And Molly was literally doing live streams, sitting there telling people, don't obsess over people, don't dox people, don't harass people. And she was speaking like a normal person. She was coherent. She was normal looking. She was what she, seems like she's trying to pretend to be now. Right? And so I also believe that if Molly solves those problems in her life, she might take away some of the problems too, if not all.
Michelle is not right upstairs. But to use her baby against her is like so gross. And then to use this woman.
Yes, Michelle does not deserve to be harassed. You don't have to. Michelle's doing so many crazy things that all you've got to do is go and do what Charlotte was pretending to do, which is just laugh at it. Well, Charlotte doesn't make jokes and laugh. Personally, that's why I find her content pretty dry. But, Michelle is going so crazy, you can just react to the content. That you react to it and people are like, oh my God, they're going crazy. You really don't have to do all these things to Michelle. Who would want someone to go that far again? Like, who personally hates Michelle so much that they would want other people to go that far against Michelle? Well, personally, I think Molly has a really big influence on people going that far against Michelle. I do completely understand some of the people that are going after Michelle were doing it for their own reasons, but I want you to understand that if Michelle had not pissed off Molly, then I don't think it would have started the back and forth between Michelle and Molly that started this person going at Michelle that led to, once this person was mad at Molly, continuing the campaign against Michelle. When they started fighting each other due to Molly, they got anger towards each other that kept their own battle going. So I see all of the facets of this back and forth. I just still put a lot of the responsibility on Molly. Now, nonsense puts less responsibility on Molly, and I completely not only understand why, but I agree. It's just that me covering certain harassment groups, I do notice that the initial instigation, if it wasn't done, all of this would be like a parallel universe. It wouldn't have happened. Like if Molly would have just been a normal person and kicked the doxers out of her community, not ran fraud raisers with Letitia and not doxed people and attacked people in the beginning, Michelle wouldn't have come over here. Michelle wouldn't have made her channel. Are you feeling me? It wouldn't have started the train of events that ended up leading to all of this happening. And Amber would be most likely targeting Molly instead of Michelle at this stage of the story. Does it take responsibility off Amber? Hell no. But it also puts some responsibility on Molly instigating this whole thing, in my opinion.
Who is just trying to help Michelle. Okay, so Michelle was threatening CPS last night. Toastgate never said that was okay. She said the opposite several times. She did not agree with that. She didn't think it should happen. She stood her stance on it. Watch out, 180, she might. It's like the vid that said Michelle deserves to have exactly. But anyhow, she never agreed about any of this. If anything, I think once they would get off of this live, they probably talked. And I'm sure Toastgate, probably told her, uh-oh, my internet's being shitty. Hold on.
I hate it when my internet does that. There's nothing you can do either.
Hold on. Can y'all still hear me?
It's literally your ISP. Yeah, we can hear you. It's already
You still hear me? Put a
recorded,
1 in the
so
chat. Okay.
I
Saying I
can't
have like
type
one
in
little
it.
bar down there.
I'd like to type in your chat, but it's not. It's
Pretty
already
sure the
saved.
internet yeah. You can go a full stream. Missed it? Or once
Okay, you really
on her panel. Said,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
missed it or wants to catch the replay, it is still on my channel. So I'm going to try to pause this because it's a 6-minute clip. So I'm going to pause here and there. All right.
Good.
Here we go.
It's good to over pause. When you're dealing with people like this, you want to make sure that your content, your reaction is fair use. You want to commentate. You want to pause. Now, I know when you guys watch us, me and Nonsense and others react to this stuff, it seems like we're pausing too much, but I promise you, we're doing it so that we are guaranteed fair use. So if they try to mess with us, YouTube is going to side with us immediately. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Supporting all. Did you hear that, Miss Buttercup?
Someone says, did you hear that, Miss Buttercup? Let me pause my music. I'm going to get my music really low,
Hey.
but... Yo.
Oh, Bub, I got to bounce. I got my
Okay,
game, but
buddy.
have a great rest of the stream. If you are still going when I'm done, I'll jump back in, but I doubt it because I'll be gone for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm probably only going to be about an hour myself because, what is it, Sunday? Yeah. I
It
might
is
do
Sunday,
an
yeah.
after stream. If I do an after show, we might be.
Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah.
people do have tomorrow off. So, yeah.
We'll be live tomorrow for sure. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks,
man.
Bubba. Every time,
Have a good
man.
one. You know it. You know it.
Toastgate, you really need to distance yourself from her.
You
should, but the damage is already done.
No, but listen, guys. As me being a mandatory reporter, Miss Princess.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
catch you.
Huh. Oh.
All right. Can you guys hear that okay?
I've got it turned up just so you guys know.
So she's talking about how, okay, this woman on her panel.
I got it. I'm peaking. I'm going to have to turn it down a little bit because I'm hitting a peak.
Says she's a mandated reporter. Okay. Toastgate has made it pretty clear that she works for a doctor. She's a nurse or something to that fucking business
right now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Which is none of their fucking business. None of their fucking business.
And again, they're very jealous of these people, very obsessed. They would, if they had the opportunity to shift, to change bodies with the people they obsess over, oh, they would in a heartbeat. Oh, they want to take over their lives. They're very window peeping is what I call it. Window peeping pervy.
Oh my God. Girl, you better back away like right now.
Yes.
Because I didn't know that.
Yes.
Not that, I mean, I wouldn't do anything, but you know, other
No,
people might.
as a mandatory reporter by law, if I don't, I can lose my job. So she better hope I do not find out she works in a doctor's office.
But the government needs to know.
If she is a nurse and she's registered and she's a mandatory.
But the government needs to know. Didn't they also mess with Michelle's job? Have they done this to other people's jobs? Like, what the?
Yes, they're trying to do it to Nonsense. These people are not just, one person. This is a tactic being used by those caters that have come over, combined with Molly's little task force, combined with people that have broken away from Molly's task force who also are in it. So there's a few groups. Some of them are allied, some of them aren't. They like backstabbing each other. It's exciting to them. They like the infighting between each other because it gives them something to do. They're very bored. They can't entertain themselves. You know, they have to do this kind of stuff to have any entertainment. They can't just go watch a show, watch a YouTube stream, watch a YouTube video, you know, watch a movie, hang out with their family, hang out with, you know, their friends, because they have none of that. You know, they end up going to a YouTube community and trying to become part of it, and they get banned because they get pissed off and they go too far and they get toxic. So they break every rule everywhere they go, and because of that, they never can find a place, right?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Jessica says if Molly would have kept her nose out of the Marvon incident, none of this mess would have happened. Very true, Jessica, right? And it doesn't take responsibility away from these people doing what they're doing at all, but it also just includes Molly in the responsibility, right? That's the thing. This is why YouTube will walk in and ban entire communities of people. And no one can say it's not true, because I've literally documented before, during, and after YouTube has had to do it. And I've shown the channels that were there. I've shown them, some of them were, there. One was 600,000, one was 300,000. There was a bunch of like 100,000s, a bunch of under 100,000, a bunch of little channels. Then they come through and they will wipe out entire communities, because they're just, you know, they see the people going out there fighting with each other, inciting stuff against each other, and they just start wiping them out. And yeah, that's how swaths of these people end up off YouTube. And so Molly isn't just, you know, putting at risk her own channel, which she's already put it at so far of a risk, it'll eventually be gone one day, just like Michelle, just like LTG, or I'm sorry, just like, what's his name? I forget. I said his name wrong. Anyway, though, no, I said it right. LTG, yeah, that's actually it. But my point is, also the people that have helped her and the people that are, you know, doing it with her are going to lose their accounts too. And people already started losing their accounts. There was a little bit of there was a time going on there a few months ago where people were complaining because they were saying, oh my God, my YouTube account got banned. There must be a bug or something like that. It wasn't a bug. It was people going around saying disgusting stuff to people under comments or in live chats or whatever. And YouTube's algorithm was starting to pick up on people that were doing this and banning them, right?
This woman, like, I'm going to show y'all just her in just a second. I'm going to click on a random part of Michelle's stream just so you guys can see this woman. Of course, I had to cover her up so I'm not messing with anyone's copyrighted images.
Actually, that's not how it works. These people that act like you can't show them or something, there was just a lawsuit. You can look it up. It's called Acerthorn. He tried to act like his image, the little thing he drew, his content, you couldn't show it on your channel, and he lost. So these people that act like this, they're wrong. You can show people. You just have to have commentary. You have to have a transformative nature to what you're doing. You can't get up there and just show it and go, oh, look at this. Oh my God, look at that. Oh my God. But you get up there and if you do what I'm doing, which is actually showing you something that's happened, giving you evidence towards bigger things that are going on, showing you a narrative or an event that's happened and a series of events that's taken place, explaining it to you, breaking it down, it is absolutely transformative. They'd lose in a heartbeat to go out there. Even at this video is transformative too.
Even though, Amber,
so you don't have to blur anything. You can show entire chunks of this, but you do have to pause it. You do have to give commentary. You do have to explain things. And it's all going to be about the transformative narrative you've given. Is the narrative giving exactly what this video is giving? Or are you saying something about this that actually is real, that's actually true, that's not fake, that's not BS, right?
Stream her. I swear, I hope Michelle learns how to strike. I really do. Because all of your content would be gone.
But it wouldn't be, because like I said, if the person streaming it is transforming it, unless this person's just straight playing it, then yeah, it would be gone. If they're just playing it, yeah.
So Amber is capitalizing on, yes. Oh, is she?
Hey, Cherie, thank you.
The memberships, the super chats, and that's what really makes me sick about all of this are the hundreds of people in her chat thinking this shit is okay. What is wrong with you people?
Listen. Have you ever been to a Walmart in a small town in the East Coast, Midwest, in the mid, anywhere really. Have you ever gone to a store and just walked around and you see a lot of normal looking people, but you also see a large, go watch the videos on YouTube of these large amounts of just really like people that aren't showering, not cleaning themselves. They're not nice. They're very rude. They might be smacking their kid around or yanking them around in public and stuff. There's a lot of these people out there, okay? Never underestimate how many people are just as toxic, just as whatever as the people that are doing this stuff, because there's a lot of them out there.
Reevaluate yourself. How would you like it if the tables were turned and just because you went on a panel of a person that another person doesn't like, your sheer presence on the panel means they're going to go into your real life and dox your deceased ex-husband?
Well, that's because they're a cringe lord. They are a lolcow. They're a keyboard warrior. They are obsessed over that person. They're not happy unless they are looking up things about that person. You know, you just give them what they are. When people do this, you need to laugh at them. You need to go in and actually talk about how pathetic they really are and have you and your entire chat laugh at how, you know, cringy it is to think about an adult who literally gets so mad at someone else's opinion on the internet that they start obsessing over them and searching them out as wherever they can. I mean, damn, that you've got to really be jealous of someone. You have to really have an admiration for them and a jealousy for them to go that far against them. And it's cringy, and I love the cringe.
Ask yourself how that would make you feel. Hundreds of people over there clapping, cheering this shit on, and throwing donos. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, let's.
Well, all you got to do is report it to YouTube. I mean, why don't? That's the one thing. The only way they're going to keep themselves on YouTube after they've done something like this is to take their video down. So if they have videos up on their channel where they've done this, then you should just, like, I don't know how they're not banned. Also, because the only reason Molly is getting away with it and Betty and them is because they delete it right away. So there can't be enough reports that go through to get YouTube to look. Now, we need to start sharing the Google support page, because you need to, anytime somebody does this, grab the link to that video and take it to Google support. They've got a form there that'll let you report videos that the creator has deleted. We need to start making people aware of this, okay? I'm working on different ways we can, but if you ever see this happen, tell people to take the video link where they've doxed people and done these things to the Google support page. It's very easy to find it. You can just search it in Google to pull it up.
Let's continue.
A reporter, and she's encouraging this on, well, her license would be gone quicker than her eyes could blink.
She said she was glad her job at the doctor's office was closed. Wow.
You know, if someone is doxing someone like this, I wouldn't believe anything that comes out of their mouth. They probably aren't working, okay? Because if they were working, they'd be too busy to sit around and obsess over other people like this. The majority of people that do this while they're online just lie about everything about themselves. You remember Sassy? She did that, right? They just lie about every facet of their life. So, you know, they really are the kind of people that they seem to be when they're putting a lot of time and effort into this kind of garbage, right?
Oh, she did admit it?
Mm-hmm. She also admitted most of the time she's getting weed illegally.
Well,
Wow,
shit.
okay, boo-boo. Okay.
She's dumber than a 5-pound sack of stupid.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow, my day is going to be all digging information.
I agree.
Do you hear
I
that?
agree with whoever said that. 5-pound sack of stupid. Yep.
Tomorrow day's going to be full of digging information. What is wrong with you?
I didn't hear that. I need to go back.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow, my day is going to be all digging information.
Oh, all digging information. So whoever's saying this definitely doesn't have a job. They definitely sit at home in a basement or in a little room. They have no friends. They've got no one to hang out. They got no one that likes them, probably because they've chased them out of their life by being little toxic assholes. And they're very vindictive. They're very nasty. And they're very cringy, right? Whoever's saying this.
Do you hear that?
I heard it.
Tomorrow day's going to be full of digging information.
I thought the dude said the 5-pound sack of stupid was about the doxer. He wasn't talking about the doxer, because the doxer's the one that's the 5-pound sack of stupid.
What is wrong with you?
This person is obsessed with the person that they're digging on. They want to be like them. They want their life. They want to see more of them. They want to have all the pictures they can have. They want to know everything they can about that person's life so that they can, in their mind, you ever see that Silence of the Lambs where that dude's like, you know, putting on people's skin and going around like, am I sexy? I'd bang me. Puts the lotion on the skin. That's what they are. They want to take the person they're doxing and that they're searching on, and they want to dress themselves in their mind as that person, and therefore they have to go dig everything they can about that person up.
You can have good morals, ethics, and intentions on here, but it doesn't mean you can.
Well, we're glad to have you praying for peace. Join the fam. Join the squad fam. Is everybody here? We like laughing at people that do this shit. We think it's cringy. We think that these salty people, you know, we need salt for our popcorn, and these cringy people that are like doing this obsessive shit have our salt for our popcorn. Num, 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 if you will.
Concur.
Welcome.
The evil. I know. And there's a lot of evil on here. A lot.
There is. It's very evil. It is. It's very evil. Yeah.
I'm tired of all these people. Yeah, YouTube man. And to say, if I don't report you to your job for doing nothing but sitting on a panel, then.
Well, you know, they do that because they are angry that they don't have a job, and they don't want the people who they are obsessed with to have a job either, so they can feel the kind of, you know, pain that they feel, right? That's what's going on there. Now, most people are comfortable in their life, and they don't feel like they have to go around doing this to people. Obviously, the person doing this is not comfortable in their life, and they feel that they have to go around doing this to people.
Then, as a mandated reporter, I could get fired. Fuck out of here. That is such bullshit. Oh. If you all don't start reporting this bitch on Twitter, this is going to continue to get their fucking attention about her. Okay. This message or another one, Miss Number?
Look, wherever this video came from, get the link to it. So the link is right here. See it? Right here. Now, the best way to get it is to go to the share button and hit copy. So now I have the link to a video. So you need the link to the video that you're watching. Because this person is doxing people in this video, you take the link to the original video. If you can't find it, you can go to websites like playboard.co and others and find the original link, or you can go to Twitter where they shared the link, or their community tab where they shared the link. Get the original link, go to Google support, YouTube support, find where you can report a video, and you'll find that even if a video has been deleted, you can still report it on that site. Because some people think that you can only report a video by clicking and going to report. No, you can report a video just by having the link. Once enough people know this, these doxers who delete their videos or hide their videos after doing this lose their channels and their power, okay? This is Molly's problem, because people are taking all of the videos of Molly doxing and they are going and doing that on Google support. Everyone that's been doxed by Molly has been told to do that. Anyone that's witnessed it has been told to do that. And after enough of those reports build up, it takes a lot of time for these things to happen, unfortunately, though YouTube will come in and handle the situation.
I just like Michelle, but Amber is disgusting. I couldn't believe the way they were treating that. Exactly. I'm so glad other people saw this, not just me. But Amber's a wild. I swear you've been coming in with the comments lately. Shame on you, Amber. It's like,
you know, this person's already been sued for doing this. And when they were sued for doing this, they started crying and whining and trying to cut a deal and all that shit. So this person obviously didn't learn their lesson. So this time when they get in trouble for this, I wouldn't give them any leeway. I wouldn't let them manipulate you after they get kind of in trouble for this.
It's like bullying a teenager. Go to someone who will give you a run for your coins, girl. Well, you know what? Molly GoLightly gave birth to Amber, so.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I agree with you. Princess said this. Starlight? Complete. Thank you. I agree. Yes, she did. She gave this person a new lease on life. When this person came out of their lawsuit and got sued into oblivion by Sherelle's World, they thought they couldn't do this stuff anymore. And then they stumbled upon Molly GoLightly. And Molly GoLightly taught them her method during the entire Marvin thing. That, hey, no, Molly's been doing this for years. You can still do this. It's okay. And all of a sudden, this person started to do it again. This person is addicted to obsessing over people. And remember, people that threaten people's jobs and all this, they are locals. They're cringe lords. They are obsessed with the people they target.
Someone teach Michelle this. Right? All right. I bet you anything, Amber, let's stop it.
Like, this person is really jealous of Toastgate, okay? Toast obviously has a lot that this person wants.
She does love some pineapples. All right, here we go.
Well, Blondie, we tried to warn you, and you should have
Now
came
you
to
done
the.
talked with the wrong bitch over here.
I ain't, yeah, it ain't me.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, it's definitely me. I will admit it. Yep.
I feel sorry for you. Because
Oh,
she's worse
yep.
than I am.
Yep.
Because she's just now getting started. Share with class. I want to see.
Okay, so that's the part. And there were many, many more threats. This was an over 5-hour stream.
Anybody know Starlight? Because I'd like to take this original video, get the link for it, and help Starlight and Toastgate out. So, if any of you know Starlight, I need Starlight to get me the original link to this video. And we'll handle this too, okay? So if you know any person that's dealing with what Toastgate is, or with what Princess has had to deal with, don't just let it go. We are collecting every YouTuber that does what Molly does, what Betty does, what this person does, and we are making sure that by the time we're done, and it'll take a while, probably a few more months at least, but by the time we're done, they're going to be permabanned just like Michelle is, okay? So make sure, if you know who Starlight is, I don't, need any personal information of anything. All I need is the link to the YouTube video. That's all I need.
And this is towards the beginning, what I already played. And there are many more.
You'll ask her, Hope? Excellent, because I will help her. I will help her.
Threats that were made throughout the entire stream to Toastgate. Another thing that, was sad to me. I'll get into that when I'm all done with this. All right, here we go. Oh, can we play the tit for tat game?
See what Toastgate's ex-husband, well, deceased husband look like. Wow.
Okay, so obviously I blurred the image out. So this is a picture they plastered up. Amber, plastered up on the stream of Toastgate's ex-husband who...
Does this Amber person not know that this is against the terms of service? Or does this Amber person not care that this is against terms of service? Does this person not know that this is literally Uber ban material? Link for membership? Okay, I can hook you up. Hold up. Does this person not know that all that has to happen is a YouTuber who can get this to YouTube to find this, right? Find them doing this.
Hey guys,
and the rock shit. Come on. So the link would be youtube.com/c/rockAlot/join. And if you really want to support me, it's PayPal. And this would really help because I want to go to the store after this and grab some Red Bull. So it's paypal.me/Unirock or $UniRachel on Cash App if you want to support us. Now, it's completely optional. I ain't like Molly GoLightly. I ain't like Betty. I ain't gonna go and save the world. I don't know how anyone can save the world. I ain't gonna get justice for anybody, okay? I'm literally just gonna run my show. Praying for peace. Thank you for becoming a member. Really appreciate the support, and it really does help us continue our show. It's a little bit of a boring kind of segment because what we're doing is trying to figure out how we can help get these people off the platform that openly dox, openly harass. So it's not the most exciting thing, but we do some pretty funny content all the time. So come check out our other videos.
Who died.
Make sure you subscribe to my main channel. This is not my main channel, y'all. I've got two bigger channels. One of them I don't post on anymore. Unirock 2 on YouTube. If you're new here, make sure you sub to it because that's my commentary channel, okay? This is my new channel that I do extra content on to try and, you know, do extra stuff. Jessica says they grift and harass others because they're too lazy and not smart enough to make YouTube a legitimate job. Yeah, they don't know how to make content. I made content for under 1,000 people for the first 2 years of my YouTube career. The first 2 years. I got lucky enough to have my channel blow up after that. But, you know, you have to make content for a long time before anyone's going to subscribe to you because people have to find you. And if you do this kind of stuff, you're never going to do anything on the platform because every time you try, this video clip's going to get brought up of her doing this, right? Or YouTube is going to permaban you and then you're not going to have the opportunity. And it's sad. But she chose to do it. So she's just another person getting added to the report. We've already got like 8 people in our report that we've given to Team YouTube. And we'll just keep adding people to it. We'll keep adding these clips to it. I will download this whole thing. I will get the original link to it, all the data on the video. I'll get it into Team YouTube. It'll take a few months. It'll take some time. But I am confident still that we will have results as we keep going.
Oh God, just fucking, it like hurts my little heart for several reasons, but I'm not going to go into that on here.
Like, how does this person not understand that what they're doing is violation of this person's privacy, violation of this person's rights? It's violation of many YouTube terms of service. Now, normally I would pull the terms of service up and read them to you right now, but I've done it so much in the last 2 months dealing with Molly and Betty and them, I don't want to pull the same terms of service up and read it again. So you can find it very easy by searching YouTube terms of service, space, harassment and bullying, space, or you can search doxing, or you can search whatever terms of service you want to read. And also you can find additional terms of service and additional explanations for YouTube terms of service in the YouTube blog or the YouTube creator channel.
On why it like really fucking stabs me in the chest.
Don't worry, Starlight. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you and this toast person out.
Ugh.
Starlight's in the chat. Starlight, hey, do me a solid, okay? I've got the moderators. They're good peeps. I just need the link to this video. If you don't have the original link, if you could just get me the actual video, I will get this into YouTube, okay? Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes a while for these things to happen, but just from what I've seen in the last 5 minutes, I think you've got about 1.6 million times more than enough to have this Amber person held accountable by Team YouTube. So we're going to make sure that that happens. Letitia Fraud-Raiser, not yet, Jessica. We have been looking. We've been looking at public records, and we haven't had an update to the public record, which, as I've been saying, Spurgy, proud to be here from the beginning of this channel. I know, and I'm proud to have you. Is everything okay, Spurgy? You don't have to tell me here. You can tell me in Discord. Just making sure you're okay. I missed you. Happy Christmas. Happy New Year. Love you. Glad to see you. I hope the family's okay. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Where were we here? Cherie just gave an email that you can send it into. And now you don't have to give me any personal information. All I need is, I don't want any personal information about this YouTuber. I don't want any personal information about you. I just want the original YouTube link. And if you have the original video, if it's been deleted, I can still turn it into Team YouTube. So there's several ways to do this. What I think I need to do after seeing another video like this is probably the 30th video like this that I've seen in the last 2 months or month or something, right? This is prolific. But here's the good news. It's just from a small group of people. There's a small group of people that are actual YouTubers, and they have a small group of people that hang out with them. And these people that are the YouTubers and these people that hang out with them think that we don't know who their helpers are. We know who their helpers are. We know what their accounts are on YouTube, okay? Now, this is a bit of a new channel to me. The only thing I know about this channel is that they got sued by Sherelle's World for being a creepy window peeping creeper back then. And if I was Toast, I would sue them. And I wouldn't sue them civilly. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I'm not saying my words right. I mean, I would use my lawyer to contact the police station in the local area, and I would give them this video. And I would let them know that I wanted charges pressed for cyber stalking or just many other things, depending on the state, that there's at least 4 or 5 different things that they've done here that are not allowed to do, that you're not allowed to do, that I would be using a lawyer to pressure the police into filing charges against this person for doing this. Now, Toast doesn't have to do that. The reason I say not to sue civilly is because this person has no money. They have no job. They have no life. They have no anything. Or they wouldn't have the time to sit around doing this if they did. So there's no reason to sue them civilly. You know, the thing to do is to just, if you don't want to pay a lawyer to get the police to do something, you can literally just call and file a police report. And if I was Toastgate, I'd be doing it in a snap of a finger. It only takes a few minutes of your time. You have to call the local precinct. Also, there's another website that I'm going to give you right now. Starlight. Give me 1 second. It's very simple. This is very easy. This is under my solutions to scams, but they also handle cyber stalking and cyber bullying using social media. And where you're wanting to have Toast go is ic3.gov. Okay? ic3.gov. This is the Internet Crime Center run by the Federal Bureau of Investigations, because this person used the internet to go state to state to harass not only Toast but deceased relatives and other family members, and to inappropriately try to bully and make them lose their job. You can just scroll down to file a complaint. If I were you, not just Toast, but I would have yourself and anyone else file a complaint at ic3.gov related to this issue. And if anyone else does this to you, I would file at the local precinct and ic3.gov. Now, here's the best part about this. You know how much money it costs you to file a police report at the local precinct and to file a complaint to the FBI through ic3.gov? $0. You also may get damages from this person once they finish their investigation. Now, the awesome thing also about ic3.gov is that they're going to try and they're not going to stop, right? They're going to get your report, they're going to investigate your report, and they're going to resolve your report. If they have to resolve your report by going directly to the local precinct and pressuring them to press charges, they will. Or if they want to press charges themselves, they can. So in the end, you don't have to get on the computer. You go and live your life. You get on, watch the shows you want to watch, the channels you want to watch on YouTube, and they do the work for you. That's their job. You don't have to engage with any stalker. You don't have to follow them around. You don't have to do anything. Now, if they do it to you again, or if they continue to harass you, you want to know the beauty about this? You just go back to ic3.gov, ic3.gov. You scroll down and you file another complaint. Every time they do this to you, you file another complaint. And I'm telling you, if you, any of your friends, or anyone else that this person does this to, keeps doing this every time these people do this, it won't be long before this stops, okay? There literally should be zero reason that this doesn't happen. They will respect your privacy. They will respect your rights. They will treat you as a victim because you are a victim of this person, and they can help you. Now, I just found, guess who I found out about IC3.gov from? CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla says IC3.gov is a guaranteed way to resolve these situations and to not let these people get away with this. Okay?
Anyways, she lost him in a car accident. And I only know that because Amber put it out there. And yeah.
Nice looking couple. Nice looking couple.
Yeah. Why are you putting their personal pictures on your stream? Window peeping weirdo.
That Kyle was driving, huh?
Too bad so-and-so was driving. Like, what?
So is this person making fun of the fact that the husband is deceased? You should file a report at ic3.gov and make sure that you put that timestamp in there. Every timestamp where they say something messed up, make it a new timestamp link. Let me show you how to do that. So you go back to right before she says the messed up thing. So right when she is about to say the messed up thing, the harassment, the bullying, the doxing, any of that, you go down, you hit share, you click start at this timestamp, and then you hit copy. Then you go to your report at ic3.gov, you right click and you hit paste. Then you hit space, dash, space, and you type a brief sentence about what is in that clip. So you've made your report to them, explained to them what's going on. Each timestamp is going to be the evidence that they need. And since it's going to be right there, it'll make it much faster and much quicker for them to process the complaint with the FBI. Do you know any other YouTuber that does this to people? Make sure you let my mods know. Give us a link. Give us a video. We want to make sure every single one of them is filed at ic3.gov and to Team YouTube. We're going to hit Team YouTube for you so that you don't have to. We're going to need you to do the report at ic3.gov. I'm not saying I won't file one too, but you're going to have to.
Wow.
So this Amber person, in my opinion, probably needs to go to jail for cyber stalking over this. This is really bad. Rarely, been on the platform many years, rarely have I seen a YouTuber go this far because they're smarter than this. You got to be a really brain dead YouTuber to basically do things that can get you like locked up like this and then broadcast it. Now, I'm not saying you can do things that get you in trouble. People do that stuff all the time. I mean, to literally broadcast yourself doing it on YouTube, you've got to be really brain dead. He's done so much more, and I mean a lot more. Well, then I need a lot more clips, don't I? You know, I love collecting clips of this stuff. It's my lifeblood. It's what I do. You know, I exist to collect these kind of clips because unlike most people on the internet, I know exactly where to send them.
Let's see what this one looks like.
Now, I'm not shameless, though. I'm not shameless. I am monetized here and at Unirock, too, so make sure you subscribe. You're a YouTube blessing. Thank you. Well, I try to help people, right? It doesn't mean that I can, you know? It takes a lot of work. A lot of other YouTubers, not the good ones, the bad ones, will make you think that either it takes a minute to get something like this handled or that it's never going to be handled, right? That's not the case. In reality, it takes months of receiving emails and communication, staying in communication with the reporting agencies that you're reporting to, and it's a long process. it's not a lot of work because when they contact you, it takes probably 10, 20, 30 minutes when they do. You do have to be watching your email, watching the method of communication. Sometimes they'll get your phone number and call you. Most of the time it's going to be email. And you can't leave them hanging is the sad part. So you have to stay on it. But in my opinion, why wouldn't Toast stay on it? I mean, wouldn't it be the most awesome payback for this person to actually have to, you know, what does someone deserve if because they don't like your opinion on the internet, they dig up your dead family members and do this kind of stream? In my opinion, they deserve cyber stalking charges. They deserve harassment charges, bullying charges, and I don't know what those specific charges are, so I'm being very general, right? And because we're talking people that could live in any state, the charges could be different anywhere. But I don't know how anybody, in fact, I'm going to ask you. Oh, nope, wrong button. I want to ask you guys, I'm going to do a poll, okay? So here's the poll. Do you believe people that do these kinds of streams should face consequences? Yes or no? And the poll is in the chat, so please answer it for me.
Pause again, so we're doing fair use. It hurt my little heart. You know, I do have a sensitive side.
Can I ask Starlight a question? The pain that your heart feels, would that pain be healed if this person faced consequences? Because I think it would. And this, like, how do these people not think that they're going to get in trouble? I mean, seriously. How do they not think? In fact, Amber already knows you can get in trouble for this. She's been sued and lost. She tried to settle. She literally got down on her hands and knees and started kissing Sherelle's feet. And then Sherelle took her finger and said, "You put your finger in the vagina." I'm not joking. That is a literal. Does anybody have that meme? Because that's the funniest Sherelle's meme I've ever seen. I tried to put it. I put it on TikTok and they literally blocked me for it because she said the word vagina. Did you know you can't say the word vagina on TikTok? I'm not even joking. Let me see if I have this video because it's funny. Well, that doesn't work. Sherelle's World? Yeah, I don't. If one of you guys have it, put it in the general room of the Discord, okay? I want to play you guys this little meme because it's funny. It's literally a video that Sherelle did, but here I added a sound effect is what made it really good. So Sherelle has a clip of her. It's like 3 seconds long, and she goes, "You put the finger in the vagina." So I did one thing to that clip. When she went like this, I played a sound effect that goes, it goes like a popping sound effect, like, okay? So she goes, "You put your finger in the vagina." And when her finger goes down, it makes the popping sound effect. It's really funny. Really funny. I wish I knew what folder it was in because I would play it for you right now. Oh, hold on. I might know where it is. Hold on. Video. In my video folder. It'd be video, edit, render, because I rendered it. Video, edit, render. Shorts. That's not under shorts. Shit. Oh, I found it! Oh my god!
You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina.
What? What was that again, Sherelle?
Put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina.
Why is a popping sound happening? Where are you putting that finger to make the popping noise?
You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put
I could literally watch this video on replay for hours. It's hilarious.
Your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina.
It's the popping noise. It really it really gives an effect to the video. The popping sound effect makes the video. Without the popping sound effect, there's no video.
Vagina. You put your finger in your vagina.
One more time, Sherelle. One more time. Sorry, one more time.
You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your vagina. You put your finger in your.
Stop it! Stop it! I'm cringing. I'm cringing.
This toast woman, like, I'm not saying anyone deserves for this to happen to them, but this woman really didn't deserve it.
Yeah. Amber was kissing Sherelle's little toe, begging her to settle.
She really.
And before she kissed Sherelle's little toe, Sherelle made her call her Queen Sherelle. So she was like, "Call me Queen Sherelle." And then Amber was like, Please settle with me, Queen Sherelle. Mwah.
Really didn't. It's so cruel.
Please don't make me pay you a lot of money, Queen Sherelle. Mwah. And then Sherelle was like, "You put your finger in it." Okay, I'm done.
Yes.
Toastgate, that must be horrible
Yenzi.
for you. I can't even imagine.
Listen to her.
Toastgate, that must be horrible for you. I can't even imagine.
This is a comedy show, but we do help people. We really do. But it is a comedy show. I'm just warning you.
I can't even imagine.
If you can't laugh, if we can't laugh while watching this garbage, then we can't watch this garbage. I'm sorry. It's the only way you can get through it.
Hear her sarcastic ass. I just can't even imagine.
Yeah, very true, R-Top. Thanks, Sherelle. You got me demonetized again. She did get me demonetized on TikTok. They did restrict me on TikTok for that video.
Oh, you're a fucking evil bitch.
Let's see what this says. Good morning, Mama. Oh, you need the link? Okay, gotcha.
What is this picture? Is it a butt? Is that a picture of a butt? Is that the crack? Are those little dots on it? I swear, it's hard to tell because it's like, it does look like a butt. It looks like a pixelated bum.
Here's another picture.
Oh, the tiger.
Well, you know what, Kirks? Chivalry is still a thing. Manners are still a thing. Etiquette is still a thing, you know? Now, that's hard for me to say because I make a lot of dumb jokes, but I do try to avoid the jokes that do contain the word vagina. I do try to avoid them. It's just sometimes it happens. But my point is, being nice to another person, like joking around with a person, in my opinion, is not an affront. It's not a slight to them. And I'm not trying to sound cringy. I don't think we should be chivalrous to people on the internet. But I do think we should be in the real world. I think we should be in our lives. We should have some form of manners and respect other people. That's how I think. Now, the point I'm making is if you do that when you are off the air, when you come on the air, you're not going to be vile towards other people. You're going to actually have a personality. You're going to actually make jokes. You're going to be funny, you know? And even if sometimes those jokes push the line a little bit, in the very least, you're still going to respect other people, and you're not ever going to turn into the vile kind of monster that would do this to somebody, that would try to harm. It's trying to harm someone. You can't harm somebody through words without threatening them. So what do you do to get as close to harming somebody with words when you're this mad, when you're this salty, when you're this vengeful as this person? Well, you go out and try to find family members that have passed away and put their picture on the screen and then make fun of them and stuff for it. And that's because this person is pure evil. And you shouldn't feel like this person has done anything to you or your family member or whatever, because they haven't. It's imaginary. What they do on the internet is, you know what the reality is of what I'm doing right now? Do you know what I'm really doing right now? I'm sitting in a chair talking into a camera. And you guys are sitting at your homes or wherever you are watching. That's what's really happening. So this person who's doing this, they are trying their damnedest to get in your head. They're trying to mess with you. Problem is, in order for them to get in your head, they have to distract you from reality. They have to distract you from the fact that they are a miserable person that is creeping on people and stalking people, window peeping on the internet. Another point that I like to make about people like Amber here, what is the real world equivalent to what Amber is doing? What's the real world equivalent, right? So if we weren't on the internet, what is she doing? She's trying to peep in your windows. She's trying to spy on your family. Now, this person who probably barely leaves their home and would probably like not even be able to, you know, successfully peep your window without being caught is trying to peep your digital window, and they're falling down and they're kicking their feet and they're crying like a baby the entire time. And it's hilarious to watch. It's even more hilarious that Molly and this person and these other people, what's more hilarious is that they do this and feel like broadcasting it somehow isn't them taking an L. You know what I mean? Tell me, are they taking a W here? Is this person taking a W or an L? Right? They are definitely taking an L. This is like the lowest form of internet L you can possibly take. Right? And another thing is, a lot of people are going to see this clip now. It's not just going to be me, and it ain't just going to be you, because we know a lot of YouTubers. We know a lot of creators. We know a lot of people. We got a big Discord. We got people that hang with us. So, you know, the cringe of this, I think this should go up on my main channel. I think the peeps on the main channel would love to laugh at the degeneracy of this person feeling like they're trying to look cool by stalking you. Hey, I know what'll make me look cool. I'm gonna creep on people. Yeah. Hey, you know what'll make me look cool? I'm gonna peep on people's families in their windows. Yeah.
Monkey Mar, good point. If I did this, if anyone over here did this, oh my God. Wendy V would have already had like 15 lives.
I also have the clips of her threatening and doxing children and grandchildren. Starlight, my mods will help you submit those clips. And if it contains a video clip that is her doxing someone, my mods will make sure that they're treated with extreme caution. And the only thing we'll do with it is get it to ic3.gov and to Team YouTube. But we really hope that Toast, we can file reports. So, at least with ic3.gov, if the victim files the report, it does 100 times more. Okay? And this is a real thing. CoffeeZilla has millions of followers, and Coffee has used ic3.gov to successfully bust scams and stop harassment in the past. So if CoffeeZilla says it works, it works. You know what I mean? Like, he's the real deal. He ain't faking it. You know what I'm saying? And I know Logan Paul came out and tried to attack CoffeeZilla. When was it? Last week? But even Logan Paul had to admit he was wrong, delete the video, and he personally apologized to Coffee. So Coffee has a very good record of, good information.
About it. Why you have the picture up? Yeah. Why you have the picture up, bitch, needs to be... I know. I have absolutely...
Okay, guys, listen. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I don't like doing that because it's hard on my replay viewers. So I'm going to get back to work on my uploads to Unirock 2 tomorrow. You guys are off work, so we're going to do a stream for you and hopefully entertain you for a little bit. We hope you'll stop by, even if it's just for a little bit. Let's see the results of the poll. So you know why I like doing this poll? Because the poll helps me determine how many trolls are watching from the haters community. So I asked, do you believe people that do these kind of streams should face consequences? 98% of the 75 people said yes, because 98% of you are telling the truth. 1% of you, which is one person, voted no. And most likely, it is that person. Most likely, that person in that clip doing that doxing is watching right now. Maybe they're not. Most likely they are. So before I go for the night, I am going to let my mods know that we're going to have a mod meeting after this stream, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give a message to the Doxer. So Doxer, this next clip is for you. I don't care who you are. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know anything about you. I don't have to. When you registered your YouTube channel and you registered your Google account, you gave them all of that. They have your IP address. They know where you live. They've got everything they need. I don't have to touch a thing. All I want to do is help the people that you've doxed and threatened get your clips to a team at YouTube. Also, I'm going to help the people that you've done this to submit the clips to the cybercrime division of the FBI. I'm not joking. If you think I'm joking, you can go do research on the cybercrime division of the FBI and how people file reports, and you'll find out that it's with a click of a button. So, I encourage the doxer to go to ic3.gov and actually click through and read everything about this site and what they do, what they intend to stop, and how they help people that are the victims of scams, fraud, cybercrime, doxing, stalking, and other social media related crimes, social media and internet related crimes. Because this is not a threat. You see, when you are on the internet, what you are allowed to do is to give your opinion, or to do a tutorial, or to play a video game or something. Right? Now, if you do things that will step on other people's rights, you're not allowed to do them. And I'm gonna kind of tell you how this works, okay? Ms. Doxer, here's how this works. So imagine the idea of free speech. People think, oh, I can say and do what I want, and I have no consequences. That's not free speech. That's anarchy. Well, compare it to free action. You have free action right now. If you wanted to, you could go downtown. You could walk, you could ride, you could go downtown. If you wanted to, you could go to a bank. If you wanted to, you can go to Walmart. Now, when you go there, you have free action. You can do what you want, just like you have free speech. You can say what you want. But while you're at the bank, if you decide to rob it, you go to prison. While you're at Walmart, if you punch a lady, you go to jail. And if you're on the internet, especially YouTube, especially certain social media sites, if you decide to use your freedom to stalk somebody, to stalk their dead family, to threaten people, or anything like that, this is a crime. You can't do it. You know that. I know that. Everybody watching this knows that. Now, some people think because they've done it and not got in trouble, that they will never get in trouble for doing it. You see, the only reason you haven't got in trouble in the past is because the people that you've done it to do not have the proper information on how to report your crimes to authorities. And that's what we give them. We have been doing this for years. We have stopped many fraud raisers. We have gotten many scammers banned. We have gotten their scams yanked off the internet or completely annihilated, and we have helped many people that have been doxxed and harassed. So, oh, by the way, we have a good record too. And if you want to know anything about our past endeavors, you can go to Unirock 2 on YouTube, scroll through my commentary, response, and fraud busting videos, or go to my playlist for crowdsourced criminals or fraud raiser and watch those videos, because I do make commentary videos that go step by step by step and show and prove what we've done in the past, how we've done it, and what we can do to help you. And by the time we're done, we hope that a very large percentage of the internet, this isn't a social movement, this isn't us changing or saving the world. This is just us sick of people ruining social media, the place we love to hang with our friends. These are my friends. My subs are my friends. Got me? And I think that the people you've doxed might just have subbed to my channel, so now they're my friends. And when my friends get doxed or harassed, I let them know the easy, very quick way that they can send the proof in to the authorities, FBI, and to Team YouTube. So I'll see you tomorrow. If you want to support my show, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and Unirock 2. Please, if you want to support me, consider paypal.me/Unirock, because at this time of the month, it really helps to choose PayPal. But if you want to join, if you want to do anything else, or if you just want to hang out, I try to treat everybody equally, regardless of if you have the means and opportunity to give money or not. The only difference is when you join my channel or donate, I give you first pick on certain suggestions, certain things that like what content you want me to cover. It's the only way I treat anybody different. When you donate, I give you first pick on submitting topics, submitting video topics and stuff like that. Okay, so see you later. Thanks for watching. This has been 1/15 of 2023. We're gonna end at 10 p.m. and I will see you tomorrow. You guys are awesome. You know what? Okay, fine. I will play you a song on the way out. I closed my audio player, but I will open it back up and I will give you a very meaningful song to end this stream by Dr. Disrespect. See you later. See you tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Peace. Unirock out. I'm singing this one, Busy. Even though I try anymore, I don't even know. I didn't say I was in tune. I said I was going to sing.